Heart is beating double time. I can't wait to make you mine. I just wanna know ya. I tremble when you call my name. The feeling driving me insane. I just can't get you off my brain. You play me like a melody, the sweetest sounding symphony is slowly taking over me. I feel the bassline drifting down my spine. I feel it getting closer. Don't want this to be over. And when the beat drops and my body rocks, I feel it getting closer. Whoa. I'm reading every sign. I'm losing track of time. I feel it getting closer. Don't want this to be over. And when the beat drops and my body rocks, I feel it getting closer. Whoa. All no signs and there's no plan, and I'm a stranger in your land. There are no signs and there's no plan, and I'm a stranger in your land. There are no signs and there's no plan, and I'm a stranger in your land. There are no signs and there's no plan, and I'm a stranger in your land.
to Halla.
Welcome to the trial of Freya with some Brawlhalla action. We got North America going on today. We were doing EU and South America yesterday, and now we are here in my hometown, North America, but not Polly's hometown. My name is Junebug, and I'm joined by Polly Monto. How are we doing, Polly?
I'm doing very, very good, Junebug. As you mentioned, it's the end of the week, the end of the event so far. It's going to be the very last region, and as per tradition, on Sunday, we're going to be following the North American side of things. So far, it has been a very, very dramatic region, of course, with EU having a very unexpected top 8, and the South American result also being very fun to follow. So North America usually delivers as well, and I'm definitely very excited to see the gameplay we have going tonight.
Yeah, and first off, I believe we're going to be looking at Java versus Anonymous Alex. Java, of course, one of the best players currently, PR number 4. But Anonymous Alex, I always have respected the way he plays Taros. Very disciplined player, so to speak. And Java is definitely also no stranger to the disciplined gameplay. Also, they've played several times before. 7 sets is actually quite a few, and it's mostly gone Java's favor.
Now, one thing that I really, really respect about top players is, and we talked about this yesterday too, the ranked gameplay, right? I really like to bring up the ranked stats. Anonymous Alex, one of the players that have been grinding ranked the hardest this season. I'm looking at the first page right now for the global players, and the only players that are above him in amount of games played are Arda in EU, Anime Fan in NA, and then also Bunny in NA. Also, sorry, that's Bamia too. See, now it's not sounding that great because I'm just finding more people. What I'm trying to get to is that this man has 1,200 games played this season in ranked. That's already crazy enough, but it's even more crazy when you add, on top of that, his win rate has been 80% in those 1,200 games. So this guy, he's been sharpening his skills. He has been staying on the grind, and it's time to see if that will pay off, as he's about to face one of the GOATs in the NA region.
Yeah, and Anonymous Alex, of course, the 12 seed of this tournament. So still, I mean, very, very high up there. PR number 10, as we said. Java, respectively, has the PR number 4. And, I mean, a fair amount of top 32s, a handful of top 8s. This is a very solid player and a grinder. I'm always scared to run into a grinder. Who knows what happened in match 1100 of ranked sets? Maybe Anonymous Alex figures something out then, and now he's never going to lose to Java because of that. Switch clicks at 1100, 1150, 12. There's just so much data per game, and Anonymous Alex has so many games.
Yeah, and we also have, of course, Java. As you mentioned, Anonymous Alex is locked in on the Taros. We have Java locked in on the Dusk. Spawning a little bit of an orb epidemic. I wouldn't necessarily say that Java is the reason for the orb epidemic right now, but he's probably a contributing factor that orb is starting to show up more and more, not only in the ranked queue, but also on the esports broadcast. Of course, his orb gameplay. We're gonna probably see a lot of baits. We're gonna see a lot of conditioning, and yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep up with these guys.
Dude, that Taros looks terrifying. Oh my god. Look at that. Is that electricity? Is that, I guess, flames and electricity? There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. I've always said, you know it's a good skin when it looks like you're fighting a Diablo 3 boss. Either way, we're going to be jumping into the first game here of the first set for this broadcast.
You know, Taros definitely seems like he takes as long to knock out as a Diablo 3 boss. With that high defense and damage.
Alright, so far. Good few amount of hits has been traded thus far. Anonymous Alex is coming out slightly ahead. Nair ground pound, pretty nice string.
Yeah, and Alex, oh my god, great snipe there with the weapon toss.
Oh!
And
That got me a little word. That got me a little word.
yeah. Potentially made a good Java a chance there, but Java's still not making it back. And Alex is playing this pretty safe. Java, let's see if they can get some ledge trapping going on.
Oh, very nice GC sidelight. Seeing and seizing upon the opportunity as quickly as possible, as Anonymous Alex has no options left, and that's going to deny the wall touch. Java able to equalize fairly quickly. He has the weapon advantage though, just like that. That's why you gotta respect the weapon. N-Light, D-Light gets a couple more strings, and he's failing to pick up this weapon now. Yeah,
and even there, while he does get the weapon, Java is able to get the counter attack for it. And that was a great even up by Java on that first stock. Anonymous Alex came out swinging, and then Java just brought it back.
Yeah, Java is taking control of the stage so far. You see him just continuously pushing Anonymous Alex to the side of the stage. Anonymous Alex is constantly trying to back up, but at a certain point, you don't have any space to back up anymore. And Java is doing a really good job at cornering him. But that's the thing. As soon as Anonymous Alex isn't cornered, he gets a lot of damage per interaction.
Oh my god, what crazy offstage play there. And Java looking for a lot of these SIGs on Anonymous Alex's landing, but not Anonymous Alex not giving it to Java exactly when he wants. Again, getting punished for the SIG. That's like the second or third time that I've seen Java go for that exact same one in the corner there.
Yeah, I mean, first time it could have been a bait. Second time you might be conditioning. Third time, I mean, you're gonna get punished. You're just whiffing at this point. And Anonymous Alex, starting to see a little bit of a pattern there. So yeah, Java might have to be.
we all might be seeing the pattern at the same time. Live reaction. Oh no! Unfortunate. That just might be what Java needs.
Might just be what they need. We mentioned it earlier, they've been very good at capitalizing off of the weapon advantage so far, but Anonymous Alex looks like he has a new spark of confidence. He's able to hit him a couple of times with unarmed even, and he gets that axe picked up very quickly too.
And Java sort of shooting at ranges that Anonymous Alex is going to have trouble covering with that orb down air. Playing super safe. Oh my god, they get stacked. Java comes out on top.
Dropping over to the spear now, as he will try to find any sort of read here. Goes for the soft read with the Nair. It will connect. Oh, Anonymous Alex had their dodge back by that point though. Oh, ground pound. He's able to dodge through it. Weapon throw, very smartly placed, but a D-Light is not going to be just in time. The timing is slightly off, and that might cost you the stock. You go down to the right side of the stage. Java isn't able to finish it off, but you still haven't been able to touch the stage in what feels like centuries.
Whoa, oh my god, this could be it. Yep. Classic orb confirm, sidelight Sayer, and Java with a slight comeback there. Pretty impressive.
Java with a slight comeback there. It was a comeback to the comeback that Anonymous Alex got on Java's comeback. I feel like, you know, Anonymous Alex, he was ahead and then he wasn't, and then Java, he just kept on pulling out slightly ahead. Not necessarily on that second stock.
Yeah, that SD was very important. Yeah. But yeah, a great comeback from Java, and yeah, I feel like Anonymous Alex maybe got the we saw a little bit of panic coming out for Java on the stock 1, where we saw a lot of those side SIGs coming out, but then it felt like Anonymous Alex maybe let the pressure get to him a little bit, which is classic in tournament. You know, it's very hard to stay composed, especially when, you know, we're in a last hit situation. Oh, looks like Anonymous Alex almost all using exclusively Axe there. But let's see how they adapt in this game too.
Almost exclusively using Axe indeed. I mean, welcome to the Alex show. This is what we're all about over here. Java, on the other hand, being a bit more balanced. The orb, I feel like definitely the orb is where I have the most amount of confidence in Java. Whenever Java is on that orb, I feel like he's been able to play slightly better.
Yeah, they should call him Anonymous Axlix. Yeah? Yeah?
Oh, you.
Yep, you know me.
Anonymous Alex. Oh, side signature not connecting. Java able to go for an
Oh my
all-arm
God.
string, and he's just chasing him out. Anonymous Alex with a dare to punish Java for going that far out.
Whoa.
A GCDC, the second part is going to connect. This stock has been just a collection of strange interactions so far, but what we are gonna we are gonna get some space back under our feet. I'm not sure what that weapon throw
Yeah,
was.
yeah, Java attacking ghosts over there.
All right.
Okay.
Second dare is gonna seal the deal. All right, yeah, that weapon throw. I'm not sure, man. We might have to get a replay on that weapon throw. Maybe he tried to throw it down, or maybe he was trying to hit Casper, as you were insinuating.
And now Java with a pretty solid lead. That end light is gonna take it though. I feel like Anonymous Alex has been okay with the weapon stars, but not as solid as Java. Unlucky spawn there.
Oh, Java, barely any options.
Oh
The
my God.
chase dodge, the chase dodge, it can send you flying further than even the spear player thinks. Nice juggle there though with the recovery and the nair. We're seeing so many footsies right now. These guys are playing this so patiently, and Java, what an option, able to get the stock, and that's a full stock lead.
Yeah, I feel like Java's spear has been super on this game.
I don't know what I was on about with this orb, man. Yeah, the spear has been great.
Yeah. See if Anonymous Alex can bring it back though. Going for a slight overshoot there. With the juggle. Yeah, not letting Java come down quite easily. And I feel like Java might know it too. Never mind, swaps back to the orb. Speaking of, oh my God. Java's just been pressing advantage super well this game too. Taking a lot of risks, burning many resources to try and get the advantage. Oh my God.
He goes for the commitment with the unarmed at the very end there too. You already know he's confident. He's going for the double D-light. Java is playing as if he already won the game, but Anonymous Alex, he is still putting up a fight.
And the down air to come back, that's very ballsy from Java. Finally getting one of those dash-in signature reads. Java's been looking for that all set. Finally lands one, and that's going to be a decisive game too.
2-0 on the board. I see Anonymous Alex hovering over the legend pick right now. You're not fooling anyone, buddy. You're going to go right back on Terros, and that's exactly what I want you to do. 2 dexterity Terros going up against Java here. This has been the Java show so far. I mean, I said it's the Alex show with the axe, but Java Spear kind of took the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean Java's spear usage, and then even towards the end, the orb got to pop off a bit. But like the spear definitely coming to full fruition that game. Java, I mean, dictating the pace of the neutral. And how do you feel about the spear axe matchup in general?
The spear axe matchup. See, this is a very complicated question because I play both. So,
Okay, right.
It's. I would honestly say it's probably even. It's. I wouldn't really say there might be some edge, but I wouldn't say it's that massive. I'm fairly confident playing axe into spear. I'm fairly confident playing spear into axe now. I'm not sure these guys would agree.
Right.
But if we pay closer attention to the weapons they're using, I might learn something about their matchup.
Yeah, and it feels like Java's been playing very confident into Anonymous Alex on the spear. Oh my God. And
Super nice continuation. The string on stage, bringing it all the way down. That's something that Java is doing a ton, where he gets the string started on stage and he's just trying to bring Anonymous Alex off stage as soon as possible. Like this is some, he's playing spear in those interactions the same way you'd see a gauntlet player play them.
yeah, I mean, super aggressive when it comes to those advantage state interactions, and it's honestly quite refreshing. I didn't expect this pace of match. If you told me the bracket, and it's like, oh, Java, Anonymous Alex, these guys are both going to be playing discipline, but I feel like they've both been kind of taking a lot of risk.
Yeah, I mean, especially Java. Ever since Java found the Dusk, it feels like this is a completely different player. And Anonymous Alex and everyone in the region. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure any one of us are completely used to seeing it yet. Anonymous Alex, though, is trying to do whatever he can. He's got the axe now. He gets the first end light, tries to get a true combo off of it too. But Java, his movement, his spacing, it's so crisp. And whenever he gets that first hit, you see that the D-lights here. It's never just the D-lights here. He's trying to catch your landing. He's trying to catch your dodge. He's trying to see where you're trying to go, and he's going for another attack.
Yeah. Oh my God. Getting that sig, and then immediately getting the orb, baiting out the recovery there from Anonymous Alex. Let's see what edge guard they go for. Anonymous Alex running out of resources, and Java just taking a pretty good second stock. Potentially winner's bracket. Yeah, very sizable lead. Winner's bracket stock potentially for Anonymous Alex.
Yeah, and I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, Anonymous Alex, we're seeing a lot of the same issues right now that we were seeing in Game 1 in Java. I mean, he's just playing better in more ways than he was in Game 1. So, I mean, Anonymous Alex might need to hit something crazy right here, or this will be game over. As Java, he hits another string, he takes him down to orange, and just a couple of true combos, couple of end lights even on the orb. And here we go again. Java playing as if he already won the game. I'm not sure why this is happening whenever it's one stock versus two and they're both red, because I mean, you fall into situations like this when you're both last stock.
Yeah, that was such an interesting GC sig coming out from Anonymous Alex, just trying to throw it out. Like, oh my God, wait. Potentially comeback here. This is Teros. All right.
Right.
Oh my God, the spacing.
Find the side light opening. At this point, one side light combo might be all he needs, but Anonymous Alex who starts to find these stray hits, but the side lights there will be unstoppable. 3-0 on the board, and Java is going to get a clean victory as he proceeds to the top 8 qualifying match in the winner's side.
Yeah, I mean, immaculate play from Java, just being able to get those openings and really drive in those leads. Unfortunate there from Alex. But yeah, that was a cool sig. Yeah, almost bringing it back towards the end too. So 2 very close games. We talked about this a little yesterday, Paulie. Sometimes the bracket does not show the intensity of the set. And this was a close 3-0. 2 of the games were very close. But ultimately, Java is going to look at that 3-0 and be like, yeah, I was playing nice.
I mean, I feel like Anonymous Alex never got like truly diffed. Like Java didn't really disrespect him in any one of these games. It's just that, but both of the players, you know, they're constantly trying to adjust, and just looks like Java started a little bit better in terms of the gameplay, and Anonymous Alex was never able to catch up with his pace.
Yeah, I was super impressed with the spear usage, as we pointed out in Game 2. Playing it very aggressive and then going for those wild ground pounds off the stage, just pushing advantage whenever he could. And I mean, it definitely got him a lot of damage. So, and potentially was one of the many variables in winning the set. But yeah, it was big.
All right, and taking a quick look at the bracket, we are seeing not only one of the other winner side matches being finished. Volst taking down Pier in Game 5. We have 2 matches remaining. Bunny and Ice, which will be streamed on the main stream. However, we're going to be taking a look at something completely different, and that's going to be Impala versus Soul.
Oh, Impala Soul. That's fun. Impala, former world champion, still very, very solid at the game at PR number 3. Versus Soul, who I do not know that much about it, but it's 7th top 32, so and also 21 in the US, so very strong player in his own right. But like, there's a difference between the strong players and the world champions, and Impala's world champion. 1-0 record versus Soul 2.
Yeah, for sure. We're looking at Impala has the same amount of medals as Soul has top 32s, but Soul is an upcoming contender for those medals potentially. I mean, you gotta start somewhere, and it looks like their paths have crossed. Impala, of course, as you mentioned, world champion. Also, most recently, Moose Wars Battlegrounds, getting a second finish at that tournament as well. It felt like right after right after Impala won the BCX, it feels like the tournaments right after he didn't perform as well, and potentially he was ever so slightly underestimated, and he has only been getting better. This man's skill ceiling he's clearly nowhere near it, and one of the things I find most fun about Impala is this recent Koji pick as well.
Oh yeah, when did this start? And do you know anything about the mind of Impala going into the Koji, or?
I don't know. I
Okay.
remember him answering that in an interview at CEO. It might not have been an interview, might have been some player there that just told me. But I know that he's confident in Koji. He has been sticking to the Koji ever since, I believe it was CEO, whenever he went for the full on commit, and he hasn't swapped up since.
Yeah, and I mean the Impala neutral has always been something that really stuck out to me. Great ground pound there. And I mean, he still gets the bow, which we saw on his Kaya as well. But I mean, Sword also a very solid neutral weapon. So I feel like this is just a good pick in my headcanon for a player like Impala.
So the way I've had this described to me, considering I am not a top player, is that to be able to play Koji at the top level, there's some creativity involved, but you need to play Koji in a fairly theoretically perfect way in order to win on Koji. So Impala, as you mentioned, have an insane neutral and also being one of the best bows. Honestly, I must say it, one of the best bows global. The pick has been working out phenomenally, and we're seeing why right now, as he is on his way of potentially making this 3 stocks versus 1 if Soul isn't able to get this edge guard, which he will.
Yeah, Soul, conversely, on the Petra. Big orb gauntlet champ. I mean, I think maybe the gauntlet struggle, which is why Soul might be favoring more orb versus the bow sword that Impala is showing. But so far looking okay. Yeah, still even up on stocks and doing a great job just controlling center stage.
I mean, especially whenever Impala is on that bow, if you have gauntlets, how are you gonna land? What move are you gonna use to land? What set of buttons are you gonna press on your keyboard? Because that end light will find you. Whenever you're on orb, you have a dare to fight to get back to the stage. You have a Sair. Both of these options are very great. Soul able to get a sidelight Sair off, and it feels like Soul he's taking this lead, and he's equalizing it right under Hour and Impala's noses.
Yeah, oh my god, and Soul just tossing that weapon away, getting the orb right as Impala tries to deny that weapon, but Soul ultimately getting the sidelight Sair confirm. Wow, yeah, amazing comeback. This stock has been all Soul.
Okay, I mean, he keeps it going too. He gets that string started. He's starting to enter some form of flow state here as, I mean, he's just hitting attacks right now, and Paul is having a hard time shutting him down. He gets that Sair in with the sword, and he's going to be keeping this weapon advantage too. The next set of interactions are going to determine the outcome of the game.
Yeah, Soul with a really good understanding of center stage, just pressuring Impala very well. Good cross-up Sair there. And Impala's been challenging it a little more now, just coming in with those Sairs instead of doing a more defensive option, so trying to move in. All right.
Okay. Trying to anti-air Impala with a couple of nairs. Will be able to land back up though. Sidelight to catch that landing. He throws him off stage with a Sair. This could be dangerous. Impala tries to find the confirm, but Soul slips just right by. He's sticking to this orb. He's committed to it.
Oh my god. And now Impala on the sword. This is huge. Both players just one good confirm away from the KO. Oh my god. They're dashing through each other.
Trying to catch that landing, but he sticks to the soft platform for just one moment longer. Able to get the Sair in, and it's still not going to be enough. It's so close. Picking up another orb. Weapon throw is going to be able to break into the stage, but the next Sair is going to seal the deal. 1-0 to Soul as he picks up a lead here against the former world champion Impala.
Yeah, who could have seen this coming? Very, very impressive stuff from Soul. And I think I saw an emote at the end too, so doing it with a little more style. Soul also the 19th seed for this tournament, so definitely no slouch coming into this. But yeah, I mean, this would potentially be the number 3 seed dropping to the 19th seed, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
I gotta mention, man, the amount of ways that you can play Orb. We mentioned it earlier, the resurgence and the epidemic of Orb players. I talked about how you can play Orb in a very conditional and in a very almost baity manner. Soul, I mean, I feel like last game we could count how many attacks you missed. He was crisp with his attacks.
Yeah, he was super on point, and I feel like the control of center stage was something that I tried to point out a bunch, but Soul just has a really good understanding of how Impala wants to get back in. Even there, I mean, putting on the pressure, Impala manages to cross up, but like I'm still super scared if I'm Impala here.
Okay. Try to get a read out of the sideline, not even going for one of the true combos, but Impala is going to be punishing him majorly on that right side of the stage. He's going to pick up a lead here.
Picking up the weapon after that weapon toss, getting the bounced weapon, that was
class. Class, man. All right, Soul now wants to equalize this as quick as possible. He gets the Nair GC light combo. Now Impala. Struggling to get back up. This is something that I was kind of scared of. We see Soul very quickly get another orb in his hands. Something that I'm a little bit afraid of is what happens if Impala just doesn't let Soul get orb. That could very easily happen. You know, a couple of bad weapon spawns, some good weapon storming. You might be forced to play some gauntlets, play some unarmed, and I feel like that's definitely something that Impala might be considering right now as well.
Yeah, definitely a win con for Impala, because Soul's orb has honestly been immaculate. The fact that he's keeping up the pace with Impala, a world-class player, is just so impressive.
That is going to be a full stock lead though for Impala, as he is starting to play this better and better for every single stock that's going by. And you see it right there, trying to weapon guard. Soul is able to pick up that orb right back though. He's trying to find some form of way to enter this neutral here. Impala also straight up, he's just whiffing a little bit more. I mean, Soul is doing a really good job at keeping that pressure up and make Impala panic a little bit, throw out attacks that aren't leading into anything.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god. Look at that just juggling by Impala there. Oh my, he makes it back to the stage with the Sair. Playing really safe right now. Yeah.
Oh, sidelight Sair comes out. Sair to bounce him right back up, and then Orb Nair is going to interrupt the sword ground pound. Okay.
Oh wait, Impala going for it all? And it works out. I like how Impala is willing to use so much resources, so much momentum to get out there and really put pressure on that edge guard. And we're getting like a very rapid pick into the next game.
These guys want to play the game. They want to play the game right now. Keep them coming. Keep these games coming. Now, I do want to ask you something, Junebug.
Yes.
Does the set result 3-1 tell you anything? Just like in general, if you see 3-1 in a bracket.
Oh, if I see 3-1, I'm thinking a player wins one player wins game 1, and the other player adapts hard.
I mean, I'm not one to jinx. I'm not one to try and predict what's going to happen here. But I feel like that's even more the case whenever you have an underdog situation. Now, Soul is all I'm saying. If Impala wins this game, I think we're gonna see that 3-1. And Soul, he needs to adapt right back into Impala to avoid that dreaded 3-1 result.
We saw something similar. I think Kaino was playing somebody yesterday, and it was a very close game 1. They didn't even get the game 1. But then the next 2 games were like 3 stock and 2 stock. So like the top player diff, the top player adaptation is super real. And but Soul's trying to shut us up real quick. And okay, sticking with the orb as well. They know their win cons.
Impala trying to catch that landing with the end light. Soul playing around him very well though. Just as I say so, he's gonna get hit with a couple of good sword strings. Impala's sword gameplay. I mean, we were hyping up his bow not before the set started and during the first game, but his sword, I mean, the sword has been in center here.
Yeah, I feel like there's something about the orb to bow matchup that Impala might not be favoring today, and it's been mostly sword. But I mean, Soul's. Oh my god!
I love
right.
that option so much. The GC desync to get back up, and just like that, he takes control over the stage. Orb there comes out, and that is going to be the stocks equalized. GC desync, man. The crazy thing about desync in general is how fast you can throw out sword and light afterwards. You think you can punish it, you never can.
Yeah, and I just think it was so impressive knowing that Soul has just been doing that like center stage dash dance, waiting for specific options from Impala. Now Impala is starting to call them out. You saw there an overshoot aerial, but with that desync, it's just like, I know you're going to be in a certain space. You're not going to be able to react to this option. It's super smart.
Now the thing is, I mean, you can outsmart your opponents, you can read them, you can condition them, but if they're winning in 80% of the neutral interactions, you're not beating them. And I mean, we're seeing that right now. Soul swapping over to the gauntlets. I mean, maybe, okay. Come for the offstage, unarmed now, and he's gonna finish it. 2 dares come out, and that's 2-1 on the board. Not only proving us wrong for being an orb 1 trick, but also able to deny and avoid the 3-1 match result. Soul he's to be taken very serious, Junbo.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of damage differential there. Lapping Impala and then some. I mean, just at 476 damage, that's double Impala's, but 533, double plus more. And yeah, mostly on that orb. But we're seeing a bit of unarmed, a bit of gauntlets. And the gauntlets counted. That was a really important edge guard with the gauntlets.
Yeah.
That's usually how I feel
important.
about good gauntlets play. Like, maybe you won't get the most percent, but the percent you get is going to be a really good edge guard, a really wild stock, and that's important.
It's definitely like 80% of damage 20% of the time, and not
Right.
not only the damage, because you can win the games with 2 gauntlet nairs in a way that you just can't with orbs. So the damage numbers are just going to be lower, even though they might have the same impact on the game. Now Soul, we see very clearly trying to throw that weapon away, tries to get that orb, and Impala, I mean, you're right in the middle of neutral. You're not really able to throw your weapon and start a weapon starve. So he is helpless, but let Soul pick up that orb.
Yeah, and Impala playing a little more aggressive now, trying to not let Soul dictate the pace. I mean, we saw it last game, Soul winning neutral an absurd amount of times versus Impala, but let's see what Impala can change up here. So with the phenomenal ledge trapping as well, Impala has not been able to get back onto the stage too well. Soul just controlling a lot of it, and then backing up so well. I'm loving the spacing.
I feel also Soul has just quite simply been more patient than Impala, and Impala playing a bit more aggressively with his movement rather than attacks could be a working strategy, because then you're trying to kind of push Soul to your limits. Like how much can I run into you before I make you start pressing buttons? Yes. And you see the punishes, dude. That's so smart. That's so good. The conditioning, whenever you're fighting a player that's, you know, slightly more parry than you, they know and you know that they need punishes. If they can't get punishes, their entire game plan is ruined. So it's a lot easier to bait them out.
When you say parry, what do you mean? I haven't heard that term.
Waiting for the opponents to attack so that you can punish them rather than going for the approach.
So like more whiff punish, more reactive heavy.
Yeah. You probably have heard passive a number of times instead.
Passive.
I believe parry should be the correct term for it. It's the term I use. At least.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. So yeah, now Impala with a pretty solid lead. Soul finally getting the first stock. The double orbs coming out. As Soul tries to get this 3-1 going. But I mean, yeah, I think Impala is on to the more reactive playstyle of Soul. But as I say that, I mean, Soul's just doing such a good job of avoiding the move, getting the counter hit, avoiding the move. Yeah, I mean, this is still so hard.
There's a fine line between whiffing and baiting. Impala, I'm looking at some of the sword hits, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried if Soul is able to pick up some of these punishes. You see it right there with the end light. Soul is able to get in there and get a true combo, and he's starting to balance this out.
Oh, hard read attempt by Impala. Maybe getting a little impatient here. And the Impala bow has not really been showing up as much as the sword, as we pointed out, but that's like a very important weapon for them. I feel like I associate a lot of the Impala's success with how good he is able to control with the bow. So, I mean, the fact that Soul is shutting it down, very, very solid.
Those extra 2 weapon throws were completely unnecessary at this point. And you see him sticking super close to that weapon. It's a pair of gauntlets. He wants to maximize the amount of time that Soul is not on the orb right now, and I don't blame him. That orb is just so good. Sidelight picked up, and Impala, he's starting to get some momentum here. Gets shot down by the Sair though. A second one.
And Soul going for the edge guard, not taking the orbs. Oh my god, going for it all.
Weapon throw, there you go. Guess it picked up. Now Impala just struggling to find a weapon right now. Doesn't really want to commit to any unarmed gameplay, but he goes just a little bit too far to the left, and Soul is able to not only prime himself with another orb, but he takes that stock as well.
Yeah, oh my god. And it's close to even right now. Soul also with a huge comeback. He's got a lot of momentum. I usually favor the more passive player when it comes to this. Like, if they've evened it up and they just need to, like, stick to their game plan more, it's much easier for them versus, like, the more, like, aggressive player who has to, like, oh no, like, calm themselves down almost.
Impala.
Oh my god,
he's doing great so far. The weapon throw into the pickup, looking like one of his favorite tricks to use. He's able to get back up, but only momentarily. Soul doing such a good job at controlling the center stage. Orb Sair comes out, and this could be over if he's not able to get back up. He gets it. He gets the stage back with a sword Sair.
Oh my god, this is so close right now. Impala with a lot of stage control. Does he go for a more aggressive edge guard? Gets the bow. Oh. This is maybe 1 hit away. Oh, Soul goes for it all.
Bow Nair just barely not going to be enough to get the knockout. Sticking to the sword now. Trying to get the landing in. Recovery, and that's going to be enough. We're going to game 5.
Oh god, what a clutch from Impala. That's wild.
All right, we are going to game 5 indeed. What a game we had. You mentioned there are 2 very important things that I'd like to mention about that game. You mentioned how playing slightly more patiently at the end of those games, you would usually favor them. I tend to agree. There's one thing that people don't really consider when it comes to playing patiently, which is that if you are behind and you're playing parry, you're playing patiently, you need to play a lot better than your opponents. Compared to whenever you're playing slightly more aggressive, you might be able to just lock out 1 or 2 times.
Right. But as we get into this game 5, let's see what adaptations these players bring in. I'm expecting, I'm expecting a barn burner. That's for sure. It's been a crazy set. That last set was 1 hit away, or that last game was 1 hit away from the Soul upset. So I wonder if Soul is beating themselves up or staying in it right now.
I mean, you were just that close, and you're given another opportunity by grace of being a game up on the board. It's now or never.
And just playing super patient as well. Not even opting for the gauntlets. They know it's been the orb show as they take a very important stock 1 and keep that orb selection going on.
All right.
Oh, switches to the gauntlets though. I don't know if I like that.
The gauntlets. He's just trying to keep the weapon storm going for as long as possible.
Right.
See, that's what I also really like about Soul. Not only is he able to carry out this patient game plan incredibly well, that's actually the second thing I wanted to mention. I forgot, can't lie. Having stage control in Brawlhalla really isn't super important unless you play against a player that really understands stage control. And whenever you saw Impala give up stage control and go to the soft platform a number of times on Apocalypse, and he would just not be allowed to touch the ground again. Just being on the soft platform, you're in such a massive disadvantage to Soul, because he understands the stage control and he knows exactly how to pressure you and make you feel uncomfortable, and use that advantage, which in Brawlhalla some would argue is quite small.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you bring that up, because I feel like so many players, they try to contest people going to the soft platforms. Maybe like somebody will try to avoid an interaction by going up there. But Soul's just like, I'm fine with being down here. I will try and shark your landings. You're technically at a little bit of disadvantage right here. I'm gonna play this stage, and it's just good fundies, with a sizable lead right now. Too.
Yeah, I mean we're seeing a true display right now of Soul's fundamentals, but yet again Impala, the weapon throw into pickup. I mentioned yesterday, every time I cast Lopez, I find a new trick to use on Sword. I feel like Impala is showing me a different one, considering I didn't find one from Lopez. That weapon throw into pickup, how many times has he done that by now? 3?
Oh my god, yeah, a very, very much, like, so many times there, but I feel like it's always perfectly aimed, too.
Yeah, he's been using it very, very skillfully, and he is on a good way right now to even out the stock. I would say, if Soul wasn't able to so quickly find that knockout. Almost a full stock lead right now. This could be one of the largest upsets of the tournament thus far, and it's definitely still possible.
Man, between EU and SA and now this, so many upsets in the trial of Freya.
Last tournament of the year. This is what we've been practicing for. This is what we've been preparing for. You've got a whole lot of months of thinking about the tournaments you didn't place the way you wanted to after this one.
And oh my god, we haven't seen the Soul Gauntlets all set, and right now, kind of cooking. Just kind of moving all the way around. Like, these are one of the most patient gauntlets I've ever seen.
The full stock lead is being maintained right now, and Impala is just scrambling, struggling to find anything to get this stock off, but Soul is looking like an immovable object right now. Impala can't hit him, he's all over the place, he swings in with a sideline Sair, and he builds up that damage further.
Yeah, the force is unfortunately not unstoppable for Impala. He is getting edge-guarded here. Oh my god, great downer coming back.
Oh, the D-Sig! Second time around, he already knows that trick is not gonna work, but the sword there, it's gonna get the stock. We're down to final stock situation. The lead is so large, Soul could be 1 or 2 true combos away from getting the stock. He gets the gauntlets.
Okay, pretty big for Impala that Soul does not have. Oh, wait. Okay. Nothing crazy there. But that Soul does not have the orb. No side light into Sair right now. But oh my god. Alright, now side light Sair is on decks. Just one Sair's not gonna do it.
Not gonna go down. Impala has to come back up to me, he says. Sair not going to connect. Impala able to get back up with a Sair though. He takes the stage back, finds the Nair. We got a juggle set up. He's stuck on the soft platform, but he's able to get back down just to get hit 2 more times by Impala.
Oh, Impala with so much momentum here.
There's no way. He gets the weapon too, the sword in hand. Orb Sair comes out though, and that's going to be the upset. Soul 3-2 on the board. He got it.
Oh my god, that was incredible. Impala was starting to claw it back towards the end, but that's Soul neutral, man, especially on the orb. I mean, the orb definitely steals the show for Soul. What a solid player in terms of that weapon. And, I mean, even when the Soul Gauntlet came out for the end, because we hadn't seen it all set, it actually ended up working out pretty well for him. Apollo's like, what is this? What's going on here? Wow.
Yeah, it was working out very, very well at the end. And as we mentioned, that's the second time in the set where the gauntlets were kind of the saving grace. They were there for him when he needed them the most.
Yes. And that's so important on gauntlets. So important. Wow, what a nail biter. Oh my god.
Now, I gotta say, we are going to be cutting to a short break very, very soon. I just have to mention, on the main stream, you mentioned earlier that, unfortunately, in this game, Impala didn't prove to be the unstoppable force. You want to talk about immovable object versus unstoppable force? On the main stream, we're gonna see Soul go up against the Marquee Moose. So, you guys should definitely be tuning into that one. I'm kind of jealous that we're not able to cast that, but we are going to be having some other phenomenal games, of course, as we're moving down to the elimination side, where the stakes get higher and the gameplay. I can't believe I'm saying this. The gameplay might get even more tense.
Yep, don't go anywhere.
So I smile, and I never knew I could feel like this, and I never knew I could feel like this, and I never knew I could feel like this. I'm alive with vibes so positive, and I never knew I could feel like this, and I never knew I could feel like this, and I never knew I could feel like this. I'm alive with vibes so positive. Smile, so I smile, and I never knew I could feel like this. I'm alive with vibes so positive. So I smile easily. So I smile easily. Smile, smile. So I smile, smile, smile. It just don't matter what the people say. There's enough real love for us anyway. Alright. 16 rhythms on a Malibu sky. Take it up to a level where it satisfies. Alright. Well, alright. It just don't matter what the people say. There's enough real love for us anyway. Alright. 16 rhythms on a Malibu sky. Take it up to a level where it satisfies. Alright. Well, alright.
What's up, bro? Halla, and welcome back. You're still watching the trial of Freya. Thank you for sticking with us as we are going back and having some more action for you guys with our next set. My name is Paul Limonto, and I'm joined here by Junebug. We're not playing in the set, but we are going to be on the sidelines talking over it. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, you know me, I love yapping. It's my favorite thing. And speaking of what we're going to yap about, we have somebody that we've already seen so far in this broadcast, Anonymous Alex, versus one of the top seeds of the tournament, Raydish. The second seed, actually.
I was checking. I was checking. In case you missed us right before we went over to the break, we are in the elimination side right now. That means we haven't entered top 8, and Raydish has lost someone. Now this was very large news to me, so I went on ahead and I checked who it was. We said earlier that Solo versus Impala was the largest upset of the tournament. I think I might have found a contender. Volst beating Pier earlier, I also mentioned, and I thought, hey, Volst is playing pretty good today. Volst beat Raydish. That's what happened.
Whoa.
So Volst looking very, very strong right now. But you also know what that means. Raydish is definitely content on getting his revenge. He wants to get back up to the winner's side in due time, and he has a long evening in front of him if he wants to do that.
Oh my God, Volst! I don't even know if Volst is in the top 32 seeds for this tournament. That is a very, very impressive win. And Raydish, of course, the number 2 seed of the tournament, right under the GOAT Sandstorm. Has been winning several tournaments. I believe he won a Trial of Ymir. I know Raydish won
5 gold medals. We're seeing 5 gold medals.
5 gold.
So,
I mean, that does.
You might as well
talking
just say
for
a
me.
tournament. You might as well just say a tournament, and you might be right. So it's Løyfe, Heimdall, Ymir, and that is going to be it for the trials.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, 5 golds.
Winter Championship too as well. Before we had the trial format, he had a W even by then.
Yeah, such a good player, such a phenomenal player. So the fact that one is able to upset Raydish is incredible, and then 2, Raydish is going to be pretty favored going into the Anonymous Alex match. That being said, Anonymous Alex was looking pretty solid against Java.
I do gotta say, and we mentioned this yesterday too. We are looking at, and just hypothetically, right? If Anonymous Alex were to get eliminated in this round, that would mean he got 17th from losing to PR2 and PR4. So it's Anonymous Alex. He's definitely having a long day so far. As you mentioned, the game against Java, it was good, but I'm sure he's he might be a little bit exhausted going into this game.
Yeah, and Raydish on the Red Raptor, of course. Anonymous Alex still rocking the Taros. Let's get into game number 1 here.
All right, gets the hammer immediately here. Raydish with, of course, the Red Raptor that he has been playing super well with. Orb.
Orb pretty good. I think we're learning that this orb thing is pretty good.
Like we mentioned previously, man, the amount of ways that you can play orb, we've had 2 orb players so far, and both of them played in completely different ways. And Raydish, I mean, his playstyle is also fairly unique, and we're getting the entire spectrum.
Oh my God, I can't believe that D-Sig missed. All right, Anonymous Alex with a slight lead though.
Yeah, so the reason I brought up earlier Anonymous Alex going down to Java previously, of course, this is one of the reasons why I love the side stream. Sometimes we get to follow these players. We get to see the game that they just lost, and then we get to see the follow-up game immediately. And seeing the adaptations that Anonymous Alex was making in those games, we mentioned it, of course, against Java. He was looking he was looking fairly solid, but he just adapted just a tad too late every single game. And it's going to be very interesting to see if this time around he will be able to pull it off a bit more successfully.
Anonymous Alex looking for the edge guard opportunity there, but I mean the Raydish boots are also nothing to scoff at. I feel like he's super good at understanding when to extend his strings, when to go for dodge reads. Well, yeah, I mean the orb is terrifying.
Yeah, I feel like the trivia machine right now, but this is also orb into orb for Anonymous Alex here with Java into Raydish, so he is he's definitely getting some practice, practice against the weapon. Raydish able to pick up that Sair, and that is going to find the knockout, fairly delayed knockout off the left side, just barely able to take him to the knockout zone. And we're moving into what is going to be the final stock for Anonymous Alex, and we have a quick combo, able to rack up some damage here onto him, but Raydish is able to return it. Yeah,
no, the orb practice into losing to 2 and 4 to get orb diff and skill diff. That's gotta hurt. It's like, oh man, I guess I'm losing to better players that are on orb.
Anonymous Alex thrown off to the left side of the stage. He's able to get back up. The Raydish going for a large commitment, but a neutral signature is going to catch just barely by the edge of the hitbox, and that's going to be a knockout.
Red
Two
Raptor
stocked.
with some of the coolest signatures in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
especially
so-
the skin, man.
Yeah, another Diablo 3 skin, huh?
Oh, what is this? What is this? Okay, all right. Now, okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Anonymous Alex, Raydish, Java, they're all in the same clan, all right? They're all in the same called. It's called Hypnotic. We see Anonymous Alex on the emoji, the new legend, of course. Now, the reason I said I'm gonna keep it real is because what you see a lot of times with these players is that, you know, sometimes you get into that zone where you're playing in a little bit of a quirky way, right? You might, for just one game or one set, forget that there is forget that there's tournament money on the line. Maybe Anonymous Alex is a great sword entrepreneur, a meta entrepreneur. I mean, we're seeing Imugi in tournament gameplay right now. I'm definitely excited.
This is the first time I've ever commentated an Imugi match. This is wild. Also, another. What is that?
The side signature. I swear they did. I swear they should have given that even more startup frames. The side signature. I'm not sure. Anonymous Alex. Let's
turned
see,
into a
let's
giant
see what
serpent.
Kind of experience. See what kind of experience he has on this weapon. I'm checking right now. Core Halla to see if in his 1,200 games he's been on Imugi a ton.
Oh my god. These signatures look so cool. What is happening?
See, this is the thing. You queue a couple of emojis. You queue a couple of emojis in ranked. This is where your understanding really gets put to test. Did you check the frame data? Did you check the hitboxes? Are you comfortable with exactly when you're able to punish me? Because it's in tournament gameplay where you need to get all of these things figured out. You need to get them. You need to get them down to a T.
Yeah, and there it seems like Raydish baiting out the and great call out on the landing. But there it seems like Raydish baiting out the signature. I feel like that's something I've noticed in some of the newer champs where it's like people will pick them and then use a lot of the signatures because that's the most unique thing, or that's the unique thing about the characters, the things that are like unique across the cast. But as soon as you start figuring out that your opponent is sig spamming like a Azoth or something, then god, then
Raydish! What an orb play, going down for the GC end light. That was clean, man. Just you mentioned, the signatures coming out from Anonymous Alex. I'm of the belief as well that Imugi signatures are incredibly strong, but just like you said, if you start to dip into that sig spamming territory, are you really using a strength or are you developing a weakness?
Right, yeah. I think so many signatures have so much end lag in this game. I think as long as you're using them sparingly, they can be good. But yeah, Anonymous Alex now just doing the Great Sword Show stuff, which is honestly way better. Oh my god. Wait, can Raydish make it back? He does.
So I went ahead and checked. Now, Anonymous Alex, of course, being a Xbox player, I believe, or at least a console player, he does not have as many hours on Core Halla as other players, so his stats might be slightly misleading. Greatsword is his fourth most played weapon. The thing is, whenever I think about Anonymous Alex, I just think Teros. What else? You know, it's Teros. It's the Teros guy. But he kind of knows what he's doing on this Greatsword, so you already know if there's a Greatsword Axe Legends that comes out, has good signatures, you might be able to surprise an enemy. He's trying it out right now. The first game on it, time will tell if it's been successful. The Orb Sarah will come out. That time is going to be approximately 1.5 seconds as Raydish is able to bring this set to 2-0.
Yeah. Not bad coming out from Anonymous Alex. The Imugi, as soon as he started playing good Greatsword neutral and not relying on the sig spam, I think he really started to claw that back. And the sparing sig usage, I think we see a very good one in this stock coming up. Let's see. Yeah, there the GC. What sig is that?
Honestly, I was basing. I was looking at the core Halla stat page, so I have no idea what
Okay,
signature
he
it was.
did like a
Sig-
spin or something. But whatever.
Axe neutral sig potentially. All of them
Okay.
kind of have that spinning fashion. You go,
Okay.
you turn into a serpent. You throw down the spinning axe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't recall off the top of my head which frame data they nerfed on Imugi. I don't remember the frames, but before nerfs, Axe side signature was 1 frame slower than sidelight, which is absolutely crazy to me. Raydish apparently starting to use some of his active frames to his I don't know the word in English. He's trying to use it to the best of his ability.
Advantage. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, advantage. Thank you very much.
Oh, so sick. Can Raydish make it back? He does. And Raydish is still having a hard time. Okay, so that is
Okay.
neutral sig right there? The
Yeah.
one okay.
I think so. God, we're both at this point. I mean, Legend's been out for a while. I don't play greatsword. I've been caught red-handed.
Yeah, no, this is we're seeing fresh footage, fresh Imugi footage. The first time I've commentated a Imugi match.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe on the main stream last tournament in one of the regions, I have never seen Imugi played in tournament before. I've never casted it before, so this is definitely a sight to behold. And who else to do it than Anonymous Alex? He definitely knows what he's doing on this legend.
Imugi's awesome.
Yeah.
I might become an Imugi main.
All right, able to get the greatsword string started, and he is just chasing at this point. Raydish has to fight back, and he has to respond quickly. That's exactly what he does. He picks up that GC, and that's going to be the stock.
All right, Raydish, let's see what he figures out here. Maybe some orb. I mean, and Anonymous Alex, usually a big axe player, you know, as we saw with the Taros games earlier. But so the fact that he's able to switch it up so easily and go almost full spec into the greatsword is so impressive.
All right, sticking to the orb at this point. Able to get the Sayer on landing. He punishes that signature too. Oh, you can see by the movement that Raydish knew that he was going to use a signature, right? I mean, that was an instant dash jump turnaround there with a calculated bounce trajectory, but Anonymous Alex not using the signature that Raydish expected.
Oh, neutral sig.
Oh, that could be massive. The juggle is set up. Anonymous Alex, he's starting to lose this lead. Raydish's orb, it's just slowly chipping away at his HP.
Oh my god,
That's
what?
it! 3-0 on the board! Raydish with a comeback for the last game!
That KO'd so early, I can't believe. Raydish with the 2-stock comeback, unreal. It seemed all Anonymous Alex, and then Raydish just cooks.
Reverse 3-stock for
Oh my god.
match points. Yeah.
He was
Raydish,
down 3
what a game.
stocks? Oh my
Down
god.
2 stocks, 3-1.
3-1, yeah. Oh. And what a confirm there. Wow. I can't believe it. I was getting so hyped for Imugi. I wanted to see one more Imugi game so I could actually figure out what the SIGs were. But yeah, no, I mean, Raydish 3-0ing Anonymous Alex, just like Java. So Anonymous Alex is taking 2 quick 3-0s, 6-0s to 2 and 4, and being out of the tournament. That's tournament sometimes, huh? Wow, it's rough.
I mean, I don't like name dropping like this, but we have had insane tournaments in SA, in EU. We've had crazy upsets all around, and everyone's predictions have been ruined. I mean, let's be honest, everyone's predictions have been ruined. And so far, we have in 17th knocked out. We got Megd knocked out. We got Anonymous Alex knocked out. Who do we have also fighting for 17th? Guichabou and Impala is going to be a match that we are going to be getting here in Eliminations Round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this tournament, not only this tournament, this trial, this weekend has been absolutely unbelievable, and we are continuing in the same manner. This is a match that you might see in top 4, a match that you potentially could see in top 3 action, and one of them is placing 17th.
Yeah, Impala getting upset in a crazy Game 5 action. We just saw that on the stream by Soul. It looks like Guichabou was also upset. Let me see by who.
I was also checking. I was checking right as you
Checking,
mentioned his
checking,
name.
checking.
I had to know.
Oh,
It
sweaty meat!
It's sweaty meat. It's
Oh
sweaty
my
meat. We
God.
were talking in the green room about how sweaty meat versus anime fan 1266 might be like the most FGC matchup I've heard in my entire name. Tell me two more names that sound like fighting game, Nix.
Yeah, that's pretty wild that Sweaty Meat was able to beat Guichabou. I mean, Sweaty Meat obviously a phenomenal player if they're able to beat PR number 5 Guichabou. Multiple top 8 appearances, as we can see there, multiple medals. Yeah, this is just another tournament of upsets as we get, Sakura versus Koji. Guichabou on the Sakura. I'm a big fan of Guichabou, by the way.
Me too. Me too.
I love. Oh, go ahead.
I started loving him the moment I knew that he played Lin Fei, and every single set that I watch him play, I start loving him a little bit more. But Impala is my goat too, man. So
Yeah.
this match, I'm really torn. As you mentioned, none of us want either one of these guys to go down in 17th, but it's a matchup, and we're getting it. We're on Miami Dome. It's the first game of the set, and here we go.
I feel like both of these guys showcase something really cool about Brawlhalla. I mean, Guichabou on those two extremely stringy weapons, Qatar and cannons. So, like, when Guichabou starts cooking in the advantage state, we're gonna see some crazy stuff. Versus Impala, who's, like, so calculated and good on the neutral. It's just, oh my god. Speaking of advantage, that edge guard was so extended and Guichabou still managing to capitalize.
See that right there? That's kind of what really good Qatar players do, though. So, basically, when you have Qatars and you start pressing buttons and you start walking towards your opponent, you remove the neutral game aspect of the game, and then how good you are in neutral doesn't really matter as much anymore. Now, of course, I'm oversimplifying. You can't really remove neutral, but Guichabou, I mean, he has that kind of gameplay where if you want to beat him by using smart neutral gameplay, you might be the best. You're gonna have to be the best neutral game player in the world.
And I mean, Impala is one of them. But let's see if who wins in this battle of minds, this battle of game states and fundamentals. Right now, it seems like Guichabou is taking it to him. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he has time to get the Qatar Dare out as well. But as I was mentioning with this game plan, I think Impala, something that might be successful and we might see is pushing the advantage state ever so slightly harder and looking for reversals in the off stage rather than having a close focus on your stage presence.
Oh my god, Guichabou just throwing themselves around the map. What? The weapon toss got Impala
The
out of
bounce?
that? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right into the weapon toss. That's usually what you use to save your teammate in a 2v2. He is accidentally doing it to his opponent at this point. Signature comes out and I don't know what's going on, man. Guichabou,
Yeah.
You remember yesterday we saw Kaina use hammer, D-light. It's almost like Guichabou is doing the same thing. He's not only taunting Impala with that, he's testing him and he's trying to bait him. Come and get me. GC side sig, come and get me. I'm gonna dare you. Come and get me. GCD sig. He can't punish them and he knows it.
Yeah, Guichabou getting away with so many buttons against Impala. It seemed like, oh my god, Impala with a pretty big ground pound. Oh, goes for it. Guichabou picks up the weapon and immediately tries to down air Impala. I respect it.
Ground pound comes out. Oh, the weapon throw into instant ground pound. Guichabou going for a gold on the left side of the stage. Impala able to now finally get back onto the stage. He will throw Guichabou off with an end light too, but he gets the stage right back. He has a cannon in hand.
Oh my god.
Stops close.
The weapon starving been clutch from Guichabou. As they pick up another weapon. Impala's been starved for like 10 seconds now. Finally getting a chance.
Okay. Gets the bow. Might be able to get an anti-air setup to get at least the first stock. A D-Light recovery is not going to be enough. Guichabou's stock is seemingly lasting forever, but so is Impala's. GCD-sig, there you go. Your last opponent figured out that trick, but you still have one cast that you can do on this one.
Oh, was that a breakdance? I
Man.
might have barely missed it, but regardless, Guichabou taking that in a very strange and scrappy game. Do you guys have that term, scrappy?
I have not heard it, but I am also not a native English speaker, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
Right. In Smash and some other FGCs, if people are playing like really close, up close, I know you guys call it stacked sometimes too, but that's when you're like right on top of each other, right?
All right.
Scrappy is just being like super close together, and I feel like both Katars and Cannon very good at scrapping.
Yes. I mentioned it earlier. Guichabou, Impala is gonna have to be so good in neutral because Guichabou's playstyle, it's just so suffocating.
Yeah.
I read on Twitter at this point, like 2 years ago, every single Qatar player, they play like they listen to drum and bass, and for some reason I've never forgotten that. It's like we mentioned yesterday with the speed core. They're just about that drive. They're about that speed. They're about that rush down playstyle.
Yeah. You get the dopamine from hitting your opponent a bunch, and so you're always trying to go in, but Impala shutting Guichabou down real quick, taking a very decisive first stock lead.
Full stock lead here even. Guichabou is getting pushed off the side too.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There you go. All right, how are you gonna suffocate someone that you're getting hit by? Impala doing a great job at making his presence known here on the stage, making a statement to Guichabou as he's just struggling to land any hits here. All right, and here you see it. We see Impala playing a bit more aggressively. As soon as he gets hit, he goes for a wake-up. As soon as he gets one attack, he tries to go for another extension, another one on top of that too.
Yeah, it's super smart knowing that Guichabou's style is kind of based on pressing that advantage. Impala says, I'm going to be making it a little more hard for you. I'm going to make it so that I'm not exactly readable. Every time you try to come in, I'm going to try to anti-air you. But I have this pressure going on. Yeah, just super smart.
Guichabou is just so good at not letting you reset neutral. So what do you do then? You try and go immediately from disadvantage to advantage. You gotta get those wake-ups. You gotta, and then of course, if you get into advantage, you gotta keep it for as long as possible.
Oh.
GC Side comes out. He says, come and get me. This time Impala actually will. And there will be a 1-1 on the board as that was domination.
As the game says, destruction. And I mean, like, Guichabou we saw with so much potential to cook. Also, that had been happening a lot last game, where Guichabou would throw out a sig, but Impala wouldn't be able to punish it. Either just
oh my god! Whoa! Look at that! Oh my god! I didn't have time to screenshot. I really hope someone got it. Otherwise, I might need the producers to send me a screenshot of that. That's insane. I'm not sure if I've ever seen something like that. Impala. There's something about Impala, man. The Impala effect. We've seen it. We saw it in the last time we casted him as well. You think he's really struggling in the matchup, and then somehow he's able to transform his gameplay so quickly. All right, we got it again. Okay, I got the screenshot. Show the people the gameplay.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, the face when your opponent says, yeah, I'm not really a bow main. And then that screenshot. It's like, bro, you did 100% of your damage on bow.
There it comes. Able to get the first stock. Impala sticking to the bow here.
I feel like something about Miami Dome has been pretty good for Impala. He's been using the soft plats as a good way to disengage sometimes from Guichabou, as we see right there. Baiting out these signatures very well. And yeah, I think maybe we need to see a different stage if we're Guichabou.
yeah, Guichabou, not sure. Not sure if keeping that map open is the wisest of the ideas. It could be something that he can consider for the next game. See, there's two sides of the coin here. Impala will have more space, right? So he's gonna have, if he ever wants to reset neutral, which as we mentioned is very difficult, he will have more space to do so. And Guichabou will have a harder time to rush you down just because there's more space that you need to cross in order to do that. On the contrary, you just gave Guichabou even more space to move around it.
A double-edged sword there. Guichabou trying to make this back though. Oh, manages to get a wall touch. Doing rocket science to make it back there. Like almost literally, because the cannon's like kind of rockety.
Oh, the second neutral sig too. GCN like D-Sig. Guichabou is doing what Guichabou does best. Pressing buttons right now. And Impala, he's not falling for any of the intrusive thoughts right now. He dodged all of those very well, not trying to go for any of the punishes whenever he knows. You see that? The GC
Oh my
comes out. Impala knows.
Guichabou doing a very, he said they're getting all the way to the other side of the stage. Even Impala a little thrown off by that one. Crosses up and then does the, oh my god, what? Impala just throwing it out there. Very, very smart.
Able to get the knockout. Guichabou picking up a set of Qatars now, as he needs to get this knockout ASAP if he wants to fight. If he wants a fighting chance here. But Impala gets the juggle started. He gets another nair. That's the dodge up. He goes up for another one. Neutral signature. See almost an end light connecting.
Oh, Guichabou manages to take the stock though. Let's see on the Qatars starting out. All right. Yeah, and I feel like the strings haven't been as powerful from Guichabou these past few games. Impala just getting a good read. Uh-oh.
Yeah. All right. Basically, already evened out the damage. Barely any options, but the recovery is going to be enough. Ground pound to return the favor. And Guichabou will be going down. That's 2-1 on the board for Impala.
Very important reversal for Impala. Just knowing that Guichabou might overextend there and taking his turn very well. Yeah, I thought that was Guichabou's game right there. When I saw Impala in the bottom of the blast zone getting Qatar dared, I'm like, this is done.
Yeah, really, and we mentioned it, turning around the advantage, turning around the disadvantage to advantage. It's been key so far for Impala. He's been doing a phenomenal job at doing just that in such offstage interactions. But we are seeing, and I just have to mention this, we're seeing, of course, the vintage Zapapi tech coming out from Guichabou, swapping the skin rather than the legend.
Why is this called the Zapapi tech? Why
French
is it so
player,
advanced?
French player Zapapi, who only played Azoth, was the one who introduced the world to this wonderful technique.
Does it actually work?
I mean, it's the mental reset. Sometimes you need that mental reset.
Yeah, I mean the switch into Loki. This skin is very cool. I like how it looks. So I think the reset could be huge here. But as we're saying that, Impala with a slight lead.
All right, Guichabou trying to find his footing here. Wow, what an interaction with him bouncing him off the stage, and then Guichabou finding that unarmed nair. Guichabou is going to be coming out ahead of that set of interactions, though, as he picks up this initial lead in terms of stocks. He's looking to push it even further. Impala is on the bow right now. I'd favor Sword to get those knockouts, so you're going to have a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah, great read there from Guichabou. Oh, avoiding the bow and light there as well.
Right, able to pick up a new set of Qatars here as he is chilling by the ledge.
Yeah, very patient from Guichabou as well. Oh! Huge! But the recovery, managing to catch the edge of that signature there.
Ice cold. Ice cold on the off stage. You can't make Impala panic.
Nice confirm from Impala. Alright, Guichabou playing around that plat well. Able to get the weapon as well. Uh-oh. Impala trying to press something.
Going for a large commitment, but Guichabou is going to be able to slip in there off stage. He tries to get the edge guard, he misses just one D-Light, and it's enough time for Impala to get back up. He picks up a bow now too, and this could be an even game if Guichabou isn't able to find this knockout soon. And light recovery set up. Guichabou is figuring out how to land against Impala's juggling as well.
Yeah, that's super important. Impala is probably one of the best at anti-airing in the business, especially on the bow. I have so many clips of Impala's Kayas getting bow headlights running through my brain.
Yeah, they are living rent-free in my head, I'll have you know. Impala, one of the best players to do it on one of the best weapons to do it. But he needs to find this knockout quickly. The Sair isn't going to be enough. The weapon throw, he's not allowed to get his special trick weapon throw pickup.
Oh yeah, and Guichabou out smartly not descending right on top of Impala, making the drift very tricky. And oh, just where's the floor going? In your face.
Down signature is going to grab that knockout, and Impala, what seemed like almost an impossible comeback, could be possible. 2-1 on the board. Guichabou needs to win this if he wants to bring this to game 5.
Okay. But with a slight lead here. Oh, great spacing from Impala. Oh, wait. Impala went for it all. They're both going crazy off the stage.
Guichabou chilling with the Qatars right now. GC D-Light wasn't hitting, but I mean immediately afterwards going for another read, trying to just stress Impala out at this point. Impala struggling to find any counterplay.
Oh, what? Not getting the knockout.
GC neutral signature just barely not going to be enough. D-Light, what a spot dodge from Impala. That's so clutch. He still has a stock to play with.
Guichabou's hitting buttons right now. Just all the moves that KO coming out, and then that one works. Guichabou with the double just for the style. Wow, very clutch from there. We're going into another game 5.
We got a game 5 between Guichabou and Impala here in eliminations round 2. Yet again, one of these players are unfortunately going to be knocked out of the tournament much earlier than their seed projected them to.
Oh my god. Yeah, who do you got for this one?
I don't dare tell, man. I don't know.
Like, who does your heart want to win? I mean, I talked a little bit about how much I like Guichabou playstyle, but
if I speak, I'm in big trouble.
All right, we won't speak on it. Game 5, we will stay unbiased as we are going to the Western Air Temple.
Now, we mentioned the juggling as well, right? About how Guichabou kept leaving Miami Dome open. One of the ideas behind Miami Dome and Western Air Temple could be the ability to land against the juggling a little bit better.
No, I can respect that. And Guichabou seemed to be showing a little more of that this past game. So, oh, Impala tried to call out moving to the platform.
All right. Both players trading some blows here in neutral. Guichabou missing that sidelight is massive for Impala. He gets a punish and he gets an extension hit as well, taking Guichabou down to red.
Yeah, Guichabou mostly been on the Qatars, not as much cannon as Impala gets a very important first stock.
It's crazy how Guichabou missed one Qatar sidelight, and Impala finding that punish, he was an advantage for the rest of that stock. And just like that, he didn't take any additional hits, and Guichabou lost a stock.
Yeah, and it's been all the Impala bow show. As he figures out the sword has not been the weapon today against Guichabou. I need my space. I want to dictate the pace. I want to anti-air. And there's no better weapon for me, Impala, to do that with than bow.
Recovery up into the stage, coming out from Guichabou, building up this damage, but you're gonna need knockouts very soon. Goes down for a nair, tries to get the ground pound. Oh, the wake up nair, very clean from Guichabou. He's able to pick up that stock.
Yeah, very important. That was starting to slip away from Guichabou there. Oh, okay. Wait, this could be huge. Oh, Guichabou just went for it all.
Down in red now. Impala's true combos are gonna start dealing major damage, but Guichabou hitting a recovery that far up to the stage. It looks like he is looking for an early knockout potentially as well.
Oh, what a D-like Sayer coming out from Impala. Oh, the coverage.
Right now, Impala trying to patrol the ground here. Guichabou will be able to land successfully. We're having so many footsies right now. You can definitely feel that this is a game 5 between two of the best players in North America.
Guichabou can't really get anything started. Wait a minute. But great reversal by Impala. Impala not letting Guichabou land either. Okay.
He's just controlling the game right now, but just as I say so, Guichabou able to get something started. He went all the way down there and he almost got punished for it. Impala not able to capitalize, not able to seize the opportunity, and Guichabou has been blessed with the opportunity to see the light of day one more time.
And Impala's stuffing the Guichabou moves out twice now with a little more startup on those SIGs. Wait.
DC. We're starting to get some call-out signatures coming out for Impala. The conditioning Guichabou needs to get this knockout right now. He's been struggling for quite some time.
Oh, he goes
for the
it.
ground pound.
Wait. Okay. He needs something huge. He gets it. Wait, hold on.
GC haymaker off the side. One stock to one. It's possible. It's gonna be so difficult. Impala just needs one combo to close this out and advance to the next round. Put this set to rest.
We should be trying to call out some defensive option from Impala, but Impala doing a great job of mixing it up. He's not gonna let him get those guitar strings started. Oh, and that's gonna be it with the emote to end it. Impala clutching on the game 5 versus Guichabou.
Impala advancing to the next round. That is going to be Guichabou knocked out. Wow.
I mean, the bow came out super well in that game, even though the sword was important. You know, that KO on the right side right there. This is wild.
Oh yeah, the GC haymaker. That option is so crazy to go for. Neutral signature close it out too. What a beautiful last frame that we managed to get as well.
Impala doing way more damage too than Guichabou, even though Guichabou had evened it out on the last stock. Yeah, it was just very, very powerful. Impala starting out with the bow, and he actually ends up being pretty even. Meanwhile, Guichabou looking like the guitar specialist. With 0 damage coming out on his cannon.
0 damage is crazy. 0 damage is crazy.
Yeah. The not even a single SIG. I feel like Guichabou started out so many cannon SIGs. But yeah, ultimately Impala showing a very strong game plan there. Once the game plan kind of solidified around game 2, I feel like it was a lot of Impala control. Where it's like, okay, I'm going to maintain the fact that, you know, Bo is so good at juggling, and Guichabou wants to press forward. I know this about him. I know this about my weapon. I'm going to press this. And Guichabou tried, and I mean, got very close to doing it, but ultimately Impala played to his strengths, and it shows.
As we mentioned, we will be putting that set to rest, and yet again. That is going to be Impala advancing to the next round where they will be facing Shotgun coming up soon. But before we have that, we're going to have another set, which I have been keeping my eyes on. We have, talk about the tournament of upsets. We have PR 67 finding themselves this deep in a run. That is going to be Rice going up against one of the more seasoned players here, Pier.
Oh my god, yeah. Looks like Rise has only gotten 1 top 32 so far, not counting this one. About to add another one to that number. Versus 38 top 32s on Pierre's part. And I think the earnings and placements speak for themselves in terms of, Rise being a little newer versus Pierre a little more seasoned. Yeah, I'm excited to see this match, for sure. We've seen so many like crazy high-level players that we've seen so much of, like the Impala Guichabou, the anonymous Alex Raydish, but this is the first Pier
Oh, I
match.
completely forgot. I completely
ahead.
forgot about this. Wait, I think I just have to double check to make sure I don't make an oopsie here. Rice is the player that took Sandstorm to Game 5 in Trial of Frig, and everyone was like, well, not North Americans, but I and all other clueless non-NA players were like, who is Rice and why is he taking Sandstorm to Game 5? But Rice, definitely not a stranger to making large upsets happen in tournament, and we're gonna see if he's able to add one more to the book as we are moving into first game here of the set.
Oh man, this is I like both of these characters too, so I think we're gonna be into some flashy stuff here.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got a scythe on the board. We got a cannon on the board. We're gonna see some potentially large strings coming out.
And this is a real cannon, not a. Guichabou was showing a little bit of what the fake cannon looks like. Oh my god, they're so stacked.
Yeah, playing on top of each other quite a bit right now. What was the terminology for that again?
Oh yeah, in Smash it's called scrapping, but I've heard
Alright.
stacked a lot in this game. Oh, good edge guard
Good amount of
opportunity.
scrapping right now. That Seer was so unnecessary. I actually wonder, was that Seer unnecessary? Because if it was, he just saved his stock. I saw sweat beats coming out. I saw the unarmed there. Wasn't looking like Rice was gonna be able to get back up, but Pier is gonna be able to find the knockout scot-free. There's nothing more satisfying if you accidentally save your opponent and then you're able to knock them out without you being hit once, because then you might as well pretend like you didn't mess up knocking him out the first time. Like you didn't get hit, so it didn't really matter anyway, right?
Yeah, just bonus swag damage. It's very important sometimes.
I mean, you're playing Scythe. Swag is the name of the game.
Yeah, this is the social currency. The Scythe player who is swagging the most is actually the best, and that's why Pavelski is the GOAT.
I was thinking that. I was not going to say it, but I was thinking it, and then you just said it. All right, my man. That's my homie.
Yeah, but Pier with a very solid lead right now, and kind of avoiding all the Rise options. Predicting a weapon pickup there, which I like to go for. But
Barely
not
any
working out.
options for Rice there too. You saw an aerial dodge come out. If that neutral signature were to connect, it would have been devastating for them. But Rice using his movement very precisely, out of range for that one.
Oh, Pier still extending with the sweat beads. I respect it. And Rise on the gauntlets, another stringy weapon. But I mean, Pierre's been doing a good job shutting it down. Look at the range differential on both sword and scythe. Gauntlets has to work so hard.
All right, 2 stocks to 1 right now as Pier has been sitting on what feels like a comfortable lead since the game started. I'm not sure if he started with an extra stock because it's been unshakable.
Yeah, for real. It's and you know it's bad when the Pier is staying on the site too. That means he's trying to farm more clips.
All right, doing
okay.
a really good job at just sustaining at this point. I mean, hey, not going for anything massive, just trying to trade the hits. You're already up by so much, so you'll win eventually. The signature comes out, he goes out for the recovery. Not overcommitting either, he still has enough options to get back up. He connects the dare, but Rice is able to get back up.
Okay, Rice trying to get a reversal going, but Pier still managing to extend, getting the D-Light, the GC D-Light near the top of the blast zone. Pier closing it out quite easily there with a solid damage differential. And yeah, that's game 1.
That's what I really love about Pier, man, and not only Pier, but modern Scythe gameplay in general, blurring the line between swag and optimal.
Oh yeah.
Because at the last stock, there was so much swag. We saw him go for like a momentum weapon throw to see if he can bounce it into a Scythe Seer. I mean, I was pretty afraid of it. Rice is also quite afraid of it, as you can see him hiding behind the stat board. But he is going to be coming back into frame. As we are going into our next game, we have a complete swap of legends here. It's going to be Rice on the Olgrim.
Okay, I can respect it, but definitely a different pace of match. You know, Rise going from the 2 stringy weapons to, you know, Lance and X, which I mean can get stringy, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
More-
can get stringy.
but more often than not, yeah, more often than not.
So far, he is playing quite aggressively. Down signature is going to be thrown in the wrong direction, though the sideline to follow it up is going to be in the right direction. That down signature too. Now, evened out damage. He just barely able to get back up. The weapon throw did not have enough momentum to connect onto Pier, and by the time it fell down on him, he was already out of there.
Yeah, Pier though still looking very solid on the side. One hit could do it for either. Oh, okay. A lot of aggression coming out.
Oh,
From
the
Pier.
weapon throw downwards without momentum. Perhaps might have been able to knock Pier out. Doesn't matter. Lancer is going to be enough to seal the deal. He's sticking to the lance now. This is a man with a clear favor, favored weapon.
Yeah, no, the Lance is doing so much work right now, and Pierre's got to figure out an answer for it. Lancer, so good at with punishing, and Pierre has shown that he's gonna throw those scythe normals out sometimes. So okay.
All right, able to connect that there off of the landing. Keeps the edge guard going. See, that's the thing about Lance, man. I feel like Lance Nair. I'm not a seasoned Scythe player, but whenever I'm on Scythe, how are you supposed to dare whenever your opponent has Lance Nair? That attack is just crazy. The fidget spinner move, man.
I feel like this is a good pick from Rise because Pierre was staying at like the diagonal range that Scythe loves, and then now Rise can just recovery it. He can Lance Nair. It's looking hard. And maybe Pierre knows that too, favoring some sword right now.
Yeah, for sure. Swapping over to it clearly with a weapon spawn on the field. The two are opting to go for the swap. Rice, though, I'm expecting him to prime another lance. There it is. Oh, but he loses that one. Luckily, he primed. He's going to be picking one up quite soon. There it is. And he's sticking to the unarmed. That's so smart. 900 IQ play from Rice. Do you know why? He's trying to get knocked out with unarmed. He doesn't want to get knocked out with the lance. He had the opportunity to pick up the weapon, but he doesn't want to get knocked out with the lance. If that isn't the reason, I'm gonna look like a clown. But I think that's the reason.
Dude, he's genius, and it's paying off already at orange %, strictly off these lance strings. We haven't seen much Axe gameplay in this game. Oh.
Right, and there you go, side lance here. Never mind the knot. Here we go.
My god.
It's not going to be the knockout just yet.
Ah!
Charging up the DC. Pier just barely able to get past it. And the charged up recovery. Got the timing wrong just barely. And Rice is going to be stealing that game right under Pier's nose.
Yeah, the lance switch looking great. 487 damage coming out from Rise's lance. Oh man, that is wild. And the Giga Brain play you pointed out by keeping Lance primed, that ended up like potentially winning them the game because they immediately came back, got Pierre to yellow %, and
What is that?
Oh,
yeah, that is just a shame. I mean, it's happened to everyone at least once. If that hasn't happened to you once, you're not human.
I've also seen way more emotes at the end of games. I don't know what it is. There's some blood in the water. People are loving emotes.
Oh,
Right.
Rice.
Rice.
That is so much more menacing when it's an all grip. Okay, this is not okay.
Yeah, no, Rise just slowly advancing onto the screen just as he's advanced in the set.
And he just stood there, menacing.
Menacingly. Rise again with the lance. Let's see what Pierre does to adapt to these anti-airs, though. Maybe we play a little more horizontal.
This is the thing, is a type of game plan that's really hard to combat. And I feel like Pier has been doing a lot of the right things. The execution has just been slightly off in a lot of these cases. The sword, as we mentioned, being heavily favored by Pier here instead of the scythe. And just like that, he picks up the sword. Rice was in the lead. He picks up the sword, and he's the one grabbing the lead now.
Okay. Pierre going for a recovery near the top left zone. Oh, what a sig! Rice just barely avoids it.
Yeah, the 3 or 2 part signature, and he's somehow able to time that with a spot dodge.
Right.
Casually.
Rise, patient here, avoiding both of the D-lights coming out from Pier.
Getting back onto the stage just in time as he sees a small spacing issue from Pier to scare him.
I'd like to see more of this from Pier. Yeah, exactly. Just switching to the sword at those knockout percents. We've seen a lot of sight play at the higher percents, and I mean, it hasn't really been working out for him as much. Uh-oh.
Oh, the charged up Lance recovery. Not going to work this time around. Pier able to slip past it, but the recovery, wow. The recovery, 45-degree angle, and you're using it away from the stage. You gotta have some confidence. That's a large call out.
Oh, yeah. Rise's recoveries have been so good. Outspacing the ground pound there. Sayer. Oh, toss.
All right, Pier doing a great job with his weapon throws now. I mean, it looks like he found one way to break this neutral bubble. We said he's gonna have to try and find some form of way to adapt here. Looks like daring and throwing his weapon has been very successful. As soon as he starts looking for those D lights and they're not in the purpose of getting a punish, but he's doing them to approach, he gets punished quite hard by the Lance.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Rise chasing Pier all the way to the top of the screen, finding that recovery. And we're gonna see some light axe gameplay.
All right, Nair comes out, strings into the recovery, and he gets the true combo set up too. Rise, I mean, he's just chipping away at this HP right now, and Pier is gonna need to try and find this knockout very soon. He goes down into orange. Rise is looking to bring him down into red potentially. Needs to get back up to the stage though. Neutral signature recovery. Pier beautifully outspacing it.
And Rise just putting on the pressure, throwing out those GC sigs, just in case Pier tries to come out early. And this has all been off the back of Axe. Gets a weak hit. Oh my God. Barely outspacing the recovery as well. Oh, tried to go for the haymaker.
All right, Pier down to red now as Rise is looking to close it out as soon as possible. He goes for the recovery. The recoveries have been very successful for him all the set. Only needs one or two more. One very well placed one, and it could be a game.
Just the end light. Will that be enough? Oh.
Not quite. Active input there to throw Rise off stage, but he's not damaged enough for it to convert into a nice off-stage encounter. We're seeing so many whiffs right now, and so not as many punishes. Pier with a combo though. The string comes out, the recovery is up, and the dodge is up, but Pier isn't able to grab that Nair.
The recovery. Wait, this could be huge. Prevents the weapon, but Rise dodges in. Gets the end light. Oh, the axe. Almost giving Pier a haircut there. Okay, now Rise is back on the lids.
Trying to find something here. Trying to go for these all-round recoveries. Swapping off. Oh, but the D6 caught him by surprise. And Pier is going to be taking the second game. Okay. Wow. I mean, I mentioned earlier, Pier, I feel like I said many times, Pier needs to find this knockout right now. You see 713 damage dealt. I mentioned this every time someone deals a bunch of damage. You see 713 damage, you might be inclined to say, wow, that's really good. Dealing 713 damage is far from suboptimal. I mean, Pier's been having some major issues with finding knockouts.
Right, I agree. I mean, we talked a lot about the Pier scythe usage, especially at the higher percents. I think perhaps if he favored more sword, we could see earlier knockouts, because that's a huge percent gap to give up. When Rise is knocking out way earlier than Pier, look at those stocks. Look at how long Rise is living versus Pier. Yeah, no, it's actually very
128 light attacks coming out from Pier. That is not
scythe user spotted.
That is not to be scoffed at. We are going to be advancing into the next game though, and Rise, I mean, it looks like the Ulgrim pick, he was able to surprise him with that one, but his luck might be running low. Pier might have figured him out.
All right, and now Pier with a slight lead here, and I mean the Scythe gameplay is actually cooking right now too. Uh-oh.
Right. Oh, the dare comes out on the recovery. He's able to grab it this time. Recovery is up, dodges up, gets the nair. No options. You have to go. You gotta go to the side of the stage. No options. He denies it again.
Oh
Make
my
it a
God.
5th or 6th time for that offstage interaction, and that is, how is that not a clean stock? What did he get hit by? Is that a weapon throw, unarmed, sidelight? How do you deal that small amount of damage?
I have no idea. My brain is broken because of the Scythe edge guard we just saw so long, and also Pier already with the set lead. This is dangerous. We talked about how Pier needed to switch to Sword at the knockout percents, or parentheses, or they could just string it up. They could just string it up and get a very early knockout, which is what we
could
saw.
also. I mean, who needs Sword when you are the second coming of Pavlovsky? I mean, just deny the wall touch 8 times in a row. It's simple, really.
Yeah. Just continuously outplay. Again and again and again. Oh. And, I mean, okay, Rise, I was going to say Rise has not found his Lance usage. Oh my god, huge Sig coming out. Pier off the wall again, almost getting it.
This is just pure momentum at this point. I mean, Pier is this is domination so far, as he's just continuously disrespecting Rice's neutral.
Yeah, it's so hard. Rise was really cooking on the Lance there, but now can't really seem to find trying to stall it out.
Yeah, no,
Oh
I
my
need
God.
a weapon, man. I need a weapon. Pier says I can do this all day. I can do this all day, dude.
I'll starve you if you're trying to play this. Okay, Rise going for the weapon there.
We don't have another weapon starve coming up from Pier, though. He allows Rise to get the axe. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Love that coming out from Rise. Lance immediately swapped out, though. Rise going for an axe edge guard. This could be huge. Uh-oh. No resources.
Make that a second one. Dodge comes out. Not getting greedy. Just allowing him to fall down, knowing that he has no more options, and Rice has done the impossible. He's making this look even. He gets that true combo set up. He finds another end line. Now it really is even.
Oh my god, this would be a wild comeback for Rice. It's Rice's favor here. He has the percent lead.
Sidelining into ground pound. Pier down into orange now.
They both throw. Okay. Can Pier get this? I mean, Rise playing so patient. Uh-oh.
Pier is just also not finding the scythe extensions that he was in the other stocks. I mean, maybe go plan B, see what you can pull off with the sword, because this scythe, Rise has adjusted to it, but he's unarmed, doesn't have the lance right now. Goes in. Oh, what is that set of interactions? Rise is going to be coming out on top.
Yeah, the stacked interaction is going great for Rise, and now Pier is kind of at knockout percent. Oh my god! But so is Rise as Pier takes it. Oh. Almost a wild comeback from Rise, but instead the overdog, the opposite of the underdog, will be moving on as Pier defeats him 3-1.
The dreaded 3-1 Pier's adaptation was just too strong. I mean, in that last game, this is 3-1 with an asterisk. I mean, that could have gone either way, because Rise was completely invalidating Scythe, like, as a weapon and concept.
Yeah, no, it was actually wild to see Rise make that comeback. Yeah, what is the opposite of an underdog? An updog?
I guess so. I like it. Might as well run with it.
Yeah, I like it. What's up, dog?
All right, Pier will be advancing to the next round, where we are going to see Pier versus Anime Fan, 1,266 other players that are in the qualifying games for top 8 already are Balloon Boy, Raydish, Money Halla, and Volst. Players advanced to top 8 is, of course, Sandstorm, Java, Bunny, and I mentioned earlier that we are going to see Soul versus Marky Moon. If I'm not mistaken, that is being streamed right now on the mainstream.
Yeah, no, definitely go check that out if you are trying to watch more good Brawlhalla gameplay. But I believe that is the end of us for this weekend and the end of our block. Paulie, where can the viewers find you at?
First of all, it's been an honor to join. They can follow me at Polymonto on Twitter. It's spelled exactly as you see below me here. Junebug, what about you?
I was trying to point to you, which is over there. At AR Junebug on Twitter. Follow me for updates on what I'm doing and also just general life takes, I guess. But yeah, no, I hope you guys have been enjoying this bracket so far. I know I have so many upsets. This has just been upset weekend. For those of you who haven't seen the European and SA matches as well, go check those out on YouTube, on Twitch. But that is going to be it for us. Hope you all have a good rest of your day.
Almost died from a broken heart, so I installed a new one. I'm also working on a moral compass. It's like I always say, necessity is the motherboard of invention. Someone's waking up. Good morning. Failure is not in my programming. When life gives you lemons, build a robot to throw them back. I never break a sweat, literally. You may be fast, but I'm overclocked. Your moves could use some debugging. I don't let power go to my head. I use it everywhere. All I need is a wrench, and a plan, and a power source. Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Ho-ho! Water! Earth! Oh!
Welcome back, everybody, to the trial of Freya for North America. We're in top 32, we're in elimination side. PJ and I will be finishing off the side stream for you today. PJ, how are you feeling about the competition?
I'm feeling pretty good. This weekend's been the story of upsets in every region. Even the regions like EU that have such a set narrative. We had Godly falling out at 9th place, and kind of getting upset before top 32 winner side. So there's been a lot of pretty interesting upsets here coming into North America, and definitely North America did not disappoint. And Volst is one of the people that I want to highlight as a big upset factor. Do you know who Volst upset to make it here?
Yeah, we surely do. So this was back in top 128. This was to get into top 32. Volst was able to take the set over Raydish. Volst got in, and then from there got another upset in the form of Pier. So Raydish into Pier as well. Volst is on an excellent run today. And then Volst got knocked down in winner's side in the top 8 qualifying match up against Bunny. So this is Volst's second Lisa Life, second chance to be able to get into the top 8. And Volst is going to be representing some Orion. And PJ, who's Volst going to fight against?
Volst is fighting against the premier greatsword player in North America in Money Halla. Money Halla has been sporting the Imugi moving in, took a game off of Sandstorm, just recently beat Sweaty Meat to make it in. Also Perplexity. So overall, Money Halla on a pretty decent run moving forward here. Very excited to see the Imugi. This is kind of the effect that the newer legends have, is the first tournament that they're able to come out, there's usually somebody who has a breakout performance. We saw Seven find that success in Stingray, and now we're going to be seeing Money Halla, who's playing against, speaking of Stingray, Orion in Volst. So Orion, a legend that both weapons actually got buffed in the recent patch. Sidelight getting the buffs for Lance, and then Side Air getting some buffs for Spear. So all in all, we got two of the kind of rising legends in the meta. I feel like everyone talked about Orion because, both weapons got buffed. Everyone's talking about Imugi because the SIGs are broken. We'll see how this one plays out, and we'll see which rising legend will make it into top 8.
So wait, is this the first event that Imugi is legal for?
Correct. Yeah, so it's been, in order for them to be legal, it has to be one balance patch that actually affects the legend. So even though there was a balance patch before, Imugi wasn't affected, so they weren't allowed in tournament play. But now they are, so we're here for it.
Now we'll find out. Now we'll see. Everybody talked about Imugi signatures, as everybody does whenever a new legend comes out for a little bit. And so we'll just see how it goes today. Yeah, and I think also this might be a little bit of a tough matchup, weapon dependent, of course, for Volst. I feel like Lance Axe, one of the classic, tough matchups for Lance. For Axe, I mean, you're playing a little bit more on the ground, you're looking to hit a lot of D-lights, and then, of course, you can punish a lot of the downers and siders. Although, that being said, Lance these days, pretty good. This is a good time to be a Lance player at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be seeing Money Halla slowly make their way into this custom room, and I'm very excited for this matchup. We'll see, and the elimination side in general today has been pretty interesting. We have some names that a lot of people wouldn't expect to see here. Most notably, Raydish actually made it all the way into elimination side after getting upset by Volst. So if Volst wins this, and if Raydish wins this, they'll actually do a run back for 7th place, which could be very exciting to watch. But nonetheless, Money Halla restarted their game and is now in the custom room, ready to go with the Greatsword Ice Cream. We'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, anybody that had the misfortune of running into Raydish in the elimination path, tough luck. You gotta try again another day.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I feel like matchup-wise, I never get to see Greatsword Lance either. So that's going to be interesting to watch. I don't really even know how to conceptualize that for the moment, other than, Greatsword wants to play on the ground a little bit. I guess you can't really call out Lance's jumps nearly as much, but you can definitely punish landings. But that's definitely a disjoint that's really difficult to compete against, even if you're Greatsword.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how this one plays out for Money Halla. I think Imugi having the axe is a pretty interesting design, because a lot of people are like, you want a fast weapon and then a big weapon, but I feel like the way that Money Halla plays this greatsword, it's kind of like a fast weapon, very smothering, very in your face, kind of similar to how players will play Katars or Gauntlets. So you're having that greatsword alongside an axe that has an amazing signature kit, as well as being able to just compete in the air-to-air game. A lot of times you're gonna have really good juggling as Axe, especially with Imugi, and even though you're on low dex, it doesn't really matter for Greatsword or Axe. As long as you're above that 3 dex threshold, it's not really a big deal. You see Money Halla taking the speed stance, you still have 7 defense, you still have 8 attack. I mean, I don't know what more you want from a legend of this weapon kit.
Yeah, he's got enough. He's got enough of everything. I guess the only thing that you would want is maybe like a little bit more ground speed. We talked about juggling really quickly, but it can be difficult for Axe sometimes to effectively juggle without a lot of speed. You're not able to get from A to B, as fast. And so I'm curious to see how that as a dynamic is going to end up playing out. And I'm excited just to see Imugi for the first time in tournament. I haven't had the pleasure or the misfortune, depending on how this set goes.
Yeah, for sure. I caught Money Halla playing in a community event. They were playing in the Bearded Brawls event last weekend. Me and my friend Dad Sitter commentated Money Halla, who kind of destroyed Anime. Anime was playing Wushang, so it was like a different legend pick, but nonetheless, like still very, very dominant games for Money Halla. I think getting second place at that event, losing to Guichabou, if I'm not mistaken. So overall, like Money Halla really showing that immediately this legend is going to be clicking. Of course, Money Halla known for playing Greatsword, but also playing playing Greatsword, but also having a very solid sword, but foregoing the Jayun for the Imugi pick. I guess it is more trendy right now, but seems to me that we're waiting for Volst to get ready to go here, and then we'll be underway with the set.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting match. Also, just because I feel like the narrative that we're running with at the moment is that they're both still kind of the underdogs of this event. Volst is the one that made that huge upset over Raydish, also another huge upset over Pier. Actually, I don't know Pier's PR these days, so maybe. But Volst has been on an amazing run to be able to get up here up until this point. And who did Money Halla take it over to get here? I'm curious.
I think Money Halla made it in normally. Money Halla top 16 seed, so losing to Sandstorm 3-1. Yeah, they made it in through a normal means. They were supposed to play Udega, but Udega fell to Scent. But yeah, nonetheless, Money Halla falling to Sandstorm 3-1, then making the way through elimination side, beating Perplexity and Sweaty Meat, and then finally now ready for Volst.
I see. Okay, so that's a pretty standard run. I don't know who Money Halla was originally projected to be fighting in this side of top 8 elimination side. Okay, excuse me, top 8 qualifying match on the elimination side. Yeah, we're still waiting for Volst. We're still waiting for Money Halla. Everybody, thank you so much for your patience. In the meantime, I am curious to see specifically how edge guarding against Lance is going to work. I think everybody's been talking especially about like Imugi's down sig being a little bit crazy. I am curious to see the kind of counterplay that has already developed in people's regular day-to-day ranked queues. You know, this is somebody that I think is like, he has been discussed enough that people at this point have an idea what his signatures do.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be finding any surprises in terms of like what this character can do, but it's just a matter of like when they're going to be doing it. Because Money Halla, you know, is somebody that is so smothering and so abrasive on the greatsword that it's just a lot of times you're just not going to be ready to deal with some of the signature kits that cover so much space. I mean, you're looking at greatsword side sig covering like half a screen distance, down sig being a great way to cover the wall. So all in all, I think Imugi specifically has signatures that just are crazy long range, which you think like, okay, well, your axe and greatsword, people are ready for it, but it's even more so out of that range than what you're ready for. And I think that can really catch people off surprise or catch people off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what are we still looking at? We're waiting for them to hop on in. Everybody, once again, thank you so much for your patience. Orion also just going to be like really, really tricky to go up against. Everybody knows his Spear D-Sig, quite notorious. It's tough, it's quick, it's strong, it does everything that you could possibly want it to. I'm curious to see if especially Lance side sig is able to like do a good job of breaking neutral from across the stage sometimes. I think a lot of greatsword players can get stuck in the movement, stuck dash back side lighting a lot. And if you have something that outranges them, it's like a very powerful call out. So those are a couple of things that I have in mind. I'm curious to see if you'll specifically Orion will be able to connect any like offstage end sigs as well. When you're going up against Axe and Greatsword, the name of the game is edge guarding. This is Imugi. He doesn't have a lot of movement speed. He has axe recovery. He has sword recovery. Greatsword recovery, excuse me. These are not weapons known for their ability to get back onto the stage, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So you're looking at the edge guarding from Orion, and then you're looking to just basically smother Orion. I think that's something that Money Halla is really good at. I talk about it a lot, but it truly is what Money Halla is going to be presenting is like, can you smother your opponent? Can you take over the space? Can you just completely lock down your opponent? And I'm really excited to see how that one plays out for Money Halla. So yeah, once again, edge guarding and smothering, the name of the game for sure. Getting into this game number 1, we got Volst, we got Money Halla. We're finally here for our first match of top 8 qualifying matches through the elimination side.
That's right. Game 1, let's see where we're going to go. I don't believe I caught the stage the first time around. Okay, great, standard. Nobody really, just a nice classic pick. Volst opening off unarmed, just gonna be picking up the spear immediately. Able to get that side light, waiting to see if there's a dodge option for Money Halla. Not quite yet. And oh man, oh boy, Money Halla's already swinging.
We already see the classic Mugi trap. End light into side sig at 0 damage, something that a lot of people aren't ready to dodge because you're sent grounded. Most of the time when people are dodging out of strings, they dodge when they get sent into the air, but there it's just really tough. Or for the side sig
Especially
there.
up against Axe and Light, you usually want to react to either like the chase dodge or the dash because a lot of them, they love to like chase dodge, ground pounding something after End Light. But right now, at the moment, look at the amount of damage that was dealt onto Volts. Volts just backing up a little bit. That End Light connected, picks up the lance. Whoa. Whoa, that's a bit of a scramble.
Yeah, and Money Halla really just looking for this this KO here, and that's kind of the Mugi privilege, having 8 damage, just being able to say, you know what, now I can just go into this KO mode. Volts now looking for a way to rack on some extra damage, going for the nair there on the dodging place, didn't find it. Money Halla picking up the axe now, and Volts dashing in and out, just trying to avoid this last hit, but the End Light comes in, and even from center stage, able to win out that scramble. Money Halla takes the first stock.
Yeah, Mugi has no trouble KOing whatsoever. So that is going to be just fine. Just as intended, Money Halla gets a rising down and no neutral follow-up. I think it might be a little bit too soon damage-wise. Money Halla occupying the stage and just trying his best to keep Volst out. Volst lands back on, gets a couple of pokes. Okay, End Light finisher comes out. It ends up whiffing. Volst dodges past it, but no punish on it. I feel like Volst might have had some time to D-Light after that, unless he was airborne.
You see the weapon toss there from Money Halla in an attempt to land versus Volts, able to pick up an axe now. And I feel like, we talked a lot about the greatsword for Money Halla, but the axe actually doing a pretty decent job at competing with Volts and the lance. And as you were talking about earlier on, this is the bad matchup.
Oh, absolutely. Landing with the downer, side light neutral, looking for the side to be able to punish and
In this
dodge
legend
down.
matchup.
Look at how much damage Money Halla has dealt. Look at this lead.
Extra credit's ridiculous here. Nice side air there from Volts to close out that stock, but Money Halla, I mean, in a pretty perfect spot to just get literally any hit from either weapon that you have on a Mugi and find the KO here, looking for that opener. Didn't find it. Volts getting a nice little bit of damage there. You gotta definitely take what you can get when you're down this much versus Money Halla. Nice dodge through on the bridge. That's where you have to dodge. Shout out to Polly. Okay, there it is, side air.
That was the most deceptive lance sider I've ever seen, where Volst was able to jump out of that, because I thought for a second oh, this has enough head lag, you're going to land back onto the ground, and he was just at the, ambiguous height for it, which is pretty important to do as lance.
This stuff so far from Volst, who's attempting to play this. You have to basically pitch a perfect game from this point on, because Money Halla will definitely start lapping you in damage, getting a nice little 4-piece there. Volst stuck on the wall and really can't find any reprieve from this very smothering greatsword from Money Halla.
Picking up the lance once more, Money Halla backing off with that side light, going through the neutral bridge, side light finisher as well. Okay, Volst, how do we land here successfully? Oh, Money Halla was looking for a catch on a jump with the recovery, and he did not find it quite yet.
Okay, nice with the opening there on the side air, gets the weapon toss as well. Volst realizing you have to dip low here as the mix-up. Really, really smart actually to go for the ground pound. Didn't expend any resources to avoid that. A sig comes out for Money. Didn't find the connection there though. Volst on the unarmed looking for that side light. Gets hit with the end light. Edgeguard just separates Money Halla from taking this game. The recovery into the wall closes it out. Money Halla up with a 2-stock. 672 damage, Dara. That's ridiculous.
Yep, Imugi has no trouble putting on the damage, neither does Money Halla. Also, I really like that kind of an edge guard, by the way, with Axe. It's so non-committal, it's so active, it's so huge. Axe is not the best weapon when it comes to getting back onto the stage, but jumping out and then just going for recovery back onto the stage, you saw that hitbox. You saw how much space that covered, and then they're typically trying to jump away because they're reacting to you jumping towards them. So just a good classic Axe, edge guard there to be able to close out that game. Imugi, specifically Money Halla, did a good job of controlling the ground. He did a really good job just putting on some damage. And overall, especially in a lot of CQC situations, when they were just right stacked on top of one another, Money Halla was the one that was coming out on top, and he seemed a lot more comfortable in those positions than Volst was.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just kind of the nature of Money Halla and being able to really close in on your opponent and really make it just so difficult to breathe. It feels like, you know, especially on Lance and Spear really good at keeping your opponent away, a lot of get off me moves. And then on Lance, you're looking to have space so that you can kind of approach and change up the way you're doing it. But when you're getting smothered by Money Halla, it's so difficult to get in. And you're seeing that there, just absolute dominance on the ground game. We'll see how Volce is able to get back into this one, though, because it's looking really tough here. We'll see if the stage has something to do with it. It's possible that a counter pick is in order, but we'll see.
Things as well is also like we're seeing a little bit of unfamiliarity with punishing some of Imugi's signatures. Specifically, I think that was like the N-sig that was whiffed, correct me if I'm wrong, and then Volce tried to dash jump neutrally when unarmed and ended up overshooting it. So really making sure that you're not getting hit by those, really making sure that you're punishing those and taking advantage of them is always important. Also, that N-light and side sig at the beginning, that thing is crazy. You gotta start also preemptively dodging, especially up against Imugi's axe a little bit more at low damage.
Absolutely, and talking about the axe there, but Money Halla already showing the greatsword strength, even throwing the axe away, cycling another greatsword, but also looking for the weapon starve here. Continues it here. Nice movement from Volce, utilizing the ground space given on Small Fortress of Lions to avoid the greatsword onslaught of hitboxes. Sidelight goes for the dodge and then turn around. Bridge finds the bridge connection there.
Beautiful.
Sends upwards. That's a lot of damage and already kind of low key in KO percent now. You have to be very careful.
Look at the side, you're not going to be able to find it quite yet. Weapon toss, neutralite as well. Weapon toss to be able to pick up the lance as well. Money Halla looking for the pivot and light. That was an excellent idea to anti. Okay, that's the kind of a punish I want to see. Beautiful end sig for Volce.
Yeah, and that's so important to set as a precedent. Like, okay, if you're going to whiff that sig, I'm going to punish you every time. And it's definitely something you have to worry about as Money Halla now. And that might just completely make it so that you don't use that sig because your opponent immediately showing, like, I know how to punish it. But speaking of which, that side sig will find its connection and close out that stop.
Money Halla picking up the axe, now with a gentle lead once again. Volce, neutralite is a nice get off me option. We have Spear on hand. Okay. Whoa, what a mix-up. That was great, just going through the sidelight, immediate recovery. Most people are dodging out, or dodging in to be able to avoid the potential immediate D-light, because that combos. And so that was just a really good break in convention. You don't have to go for the D-light, you can just go for the immediate recovery to punish the dodge out. Such a huge hitbox.
Absolutely. Get what you can for sure. So the recovery there, getting the nair as well to try to extend the juggle. Money Halla having the wall to Volce, but Volce fighting off of it with the lance. The very bursty nature of lance is going to be good at doing just that. Any sort of end lag or any sort of misplay in the movement will be met with a big lance move. Downlight into end light. There's some nice true damage. Money Halla really swinging for the fences here on the greatsword. Hasn't found much to stick. Going for the big down sig charge though. Have to be careful of that. Nice avoidance from Volce so far to neutralize the sig kit from Imugi. I feel like the weapon kit is obviously really strong for Imugi, but if you start getting hit by every single sig, you're just going to lose the game. And it's good to see Volce having the counterplay for it already.
Oh gosh, that D-sig was so active, able to punish Money Halla's dodge as well. Neutrally recovery, not going to be able to convert Money Halla up a little bit too high. Volce, optimal punish with the side
Nice.
optimal weapon toss as well. Pinpoint sniper precision with a massive weapon. It's so huge.
I feel like spear weapon tosses always seem to find their mark, especially with a player of Volce's caliber, who's looking for a way to rack on some extra credit for sure. Money Halla looking for these recoveries to send up. Potentially looking to close out a stock similar to how Use does with a vertical option down air into Nair is true. You get some nice recoveries as well that KO relatively early on such a high damage or high strength legend.
Oh, just a couple of pixels away. Volce looking comfortable punishing the side sig that time around. Okay, just gonna be waiting to pick up this weapon.
The weapon toss.
The weapon
he gets
toss.
the cider. That was insane. I don't know if
I
that
don't
was
know if
true,
that
but
was
looked
cool.
ridiculous.
True or not, that's one question. Was that cool? Or was that like, oh, I guess this kind of worked out? That's the real question, PJ.
Is Money Halla that locked in, or are you just lucky that Greatsword allows you to get a cider out in that spot in time? I mean, regardless, good pickup for Money Halla to close out that stock and even up the stock count.
Evening up the stock count, and you don't want to be even stocks against Money Halla because you already know the damage output that he's capable of. Volce, love that nice patience for Money Halla. No immediate dodge out of the sidelight. That time around, mixing up the dodge option, going in.
Oh.
No punish, that was so close. The end light almost connected.
Sending it just KO'd! I didn't expect it to, but Money Halla going for the KO confirm and finds it on Volce's read. That was ridiculous.
I want to see that last stock one more time.
That
I
has
feel
to
like
be
I
sub
blinked.
200. There's no way that's any more than 200 damage. He's not even red yet. He's like sunset orange. Hello?
That's such a nice, sweet way of describing it. Sunset moon.
Yeah, sunset's
Yeah,
orange.
the sunset on him. He's
Sunset of
gone.
your stock. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Okay, actually, watching back that side of the clip, that was pretty cool. Dash in, dash out, and then be able to go ahead and get the sidelight in there. That was pretty good. That's a lot of really good corner pressure. I feel like oftentimes people in that position, they don't always want to dodge out and put themselves off stage. I kind of feel like, though, specifically against Greatsword, and you're in the corner, putting yourself off stage as opposed to being stuck in the corner and being stuck on the ground, I think is usually, you know, a little bit more favorable. But yeah, no, that was excellent. Money Halla was able to take the stock off the side, and now he has a 2-0 lead.
I'm still a little shook from that side light string finding a KO for Money Halla, who really stole that game away from Volst, it felt like. So definitely the onus is on Volst to try to seize some sort of control, because after that, that's a really, really tough draw. We'll see how Volst attempts, but once again, Volst taking their time before the match starts, just looking to recompose themselves and get into the next one. We get some drip changes from both players, but not sure if it's enough. Money Halla playing very, very good so far. Really, really tough greatsword to deal with right now.
It is. Yeah, he's getting the dodge reads, and that's kind of what Greatsword is really dependent on. You don't have a lot of true stuff outside of downer, and the reality is your opponent's always kind of scouting out downer, and so you're not connecting it as often as you would like to, especially with Imugi. When you don't have a lot of speed, you're not hitting a lot of downers. The fact that Money Hall is able to find as many dodge reads as he is at the moment is excellent, and that's exactly what you want as a Greatsword player. That being said, I think what Volst was doing a really nice job of, he had a really good understanding of when Money Hall was going to play more grounded and go for sidelights, and when Money Halla was going to play a little bit more airborne and try to dash jump down in, I think Volst did a really good job adapting to that and getting more comfortable playing neutral with Money Halla.
Absolutely. We're getting over to Apocalypse, my favorite stage, so it's cool to see them definitely picking this for me, for sure, but nonetheless, Money Halla looking to start off here with a greatsword into the lance. Haven't seen all that much of this matchup. Money Halla usually forfeiting the greatsword in favor of the axe. Oh my
I don't know what that dodge is about. That's the second time I'm seeing it, and Volst got punished for it quite heavily. Dodging in that time around, Money Halla almost with the punish, backing on down for a second. So really important, Volst is trying to go through the diagonals. Okay, really good avoidance, not holding the weapon toss long enough.
I don't know about that one. Dipping really far down to avoid Money Halla's down sig. I feel like that might be a little bit too much respect, because you dipped below it and then he didn't take the time to go around it and get into the wall immediately. It does have some end lag on it, so an interesting choice from Volst, kind of like an SB, but we'll see.
Yeah, you got to keep yourself in the same zip code. Honestly, right? You can't go too far out of the way. You're not going to be able to find you punish. Money Halla again just catching Volst on all of these jumps now. Volst left weaponless against Greatsword, dodging and picking up Lance. But how do you hit Money Halla, who is so mobile?
That
Volst
KO
is not
Dara.
overshooting.
Oh no,
Wow.
that KO, that was ridiculous. That's a plug and play sig. You expect a bridge to come in, but you just throw out a side sig and it KOs at 200 damage across the screen. I mean, I know I've been saying smothering a lot, but I feel like that's the only way to describe this greatsword right now. Absolutely taking the air out of this Volst Ryan pick.
Okay, landing with the downer, able to get the sidelight as well. Money Halla so threatening on the ground, finally swatting him away like a fly with that side. Okay, landing onto the platform and lighting in the wrong direction. I think that was a misinput in neutral, perhaps. Either way, Spear Desig comes out. Volst just barely gonna be whiffing that cider, and now you've put yourself in the corner against Greatsword. Luckily, still able to reset neutral.
Yeah, just looking for really any way to get back into this game. The Nair comes in, looking for that recovery. Didn't find it. The cider does connect. Volst almost positioning to try to pick up Money Halla's weapon. If I'm Volst, I definitely want to pick up a greatsword here. And like sending away, but not enough to KO quite yet. Recovery gets dodged by Money Halla, and even when Money Halla's in the defensive game, having very solid defensive game. I know we talk a lot about the greatsword and how crazy it's been offensively, but his movement's been pretty good. Money Halla playing very well for sure.
Money Halla playing well, but right now Volst needs the stock. Okay, we have Spear on hand. What do we want to see? We want to see a D-Light connect. We want to see a side connect. We want to see a recovery connect. Volst needs anything. You cannot give Money Halla any other opportunities, and the D-Sig is going to do the job. But that's just one stock gone. You have two more to make up for. Can Volst do this?
Yeah, it sucks because Money Halla was able to cycle back into a greatsword in that last stock, picking up an axe, so no, you have to deal with this once again. the Lance really hasn't been the answer for the Greatsword so far, but knowing Money Halla here, you're going to look to find a KO pretty soon. You have to be very careful as Vols basically have to pitch a perfect inning. I'm not sure how you're going to do it. Not going to do it in this game, though, as Money Halla takes it with a very dominant game 3 and a 3-0 as well.
Yeah, that was an impeccable punish out of his own dodge. He was able to successfully dodge the sider, and then, you know, he found a little great switch string to be able to go ahead and close that one out. So, really good stuff to Money Halla. Money Halla with a very confident, very dominant 3-0. Is just going to say, hey, I was seated up a little bit higher. I'm going to be, you know, getting myself into top 8. Volst was on an amazing run today, but not amazing enough to save him against Money Halla.
We'll see how this the tournament plays out from here as Money Halla moves into top 8 through the elimination side. I believe Money Halla will have to face the winner of Soul Raydish, which unfortunately we will not be getting on stream. However, we have a new match coming in here. We got Anime versus Pier. So Pier is somebody who's been making quite a deep run with tons of wins, most notably over Halo Prince, Flower, and Rise to fight against Anime Fan, which I just commentated last weekend. Was playing a lot of Wushang, Chun-Li, and Aang, but now sporting the Onyx, which has 149 reported sets on under his belt. So Anime, the Onyx player of all time for sure. And we'll see how this one plays out versus Pier and the High Dex Jiro.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. So Anime Fan and Pier, they have quite a bit of a set history. They've played 9 times in the past, a couple of community events, but the last time they've played in an official event, I mean, it was long ago. So at the moment, the thing that we can mostly go off of is the seeds, and the fact that Anime Fan a little bit higher in terms of their PR placement than Pier going into this. But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. So if Pier is gonna be going with the Jiro, we'll be seeing a little bit of Scythe action. Onyx is always such a good, consistent, competitive pick. You have an excellent selection of signatures. You get to stay on the screen for a long time, and you also have gauntlets, and everybody's playing gauntlets lately.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the this Onyx will play out. I mean, you know, you were talking about like gauntlets being very popular. You know, gauntlets in every single top 8 this weekend, but also like just the amount of consistency that Anime is able to find out of Onyx, a legend that we hardly ever see in 1s. We usually see Onyx as a very strong 2s legend. So we'll see how this will compete versus Pier, who sticking with the same trend of high dex, but not on the Jiro, actually locking in the Lin Fei, which should be very interesting.
Crazy.
We'll see how that goes. I know Guichabou is in the bracket as well, but definitely an interesting pick for sure.
People are opening their eyes to Lin Fei, right? They're seeing like, oh wow, these signatures are incredibly active. I have Katars, I have Cannon, and I have 9 decks. That's cool. My APM literally increases. It's going to be that much really difficult to punish me, even if it's just by a little bit. And so that's what Lin Fei is going to be able to do. And so the question is, how good is Pier's combo game specifically against Anime's dodge options? We'll have to go ahead and find that out. We'll see a couple of those checks with Katar sidelight, with Cannon sidelight, etc. Game number 1. This is elimination sites. Get into top 8. Let's go.
Getting into this game, we already see Anime come out on top with the Weapon Star, but as I say that, Pier with a big open up on the Katars. Okay, I'm not too sure about that down sig, and I'm not sure about that down air from Anime, but 2 mistakes don't make a right, and somehow Pier comes out on top.
I guess it did make a guy. You know, ultimately, Anime still now kind of a lead position-wise, but damage-wise and stock count absolutely identical. D-Light, Sidelight as well, not able to get the neutral, just falling back down onto the ground. Gets the neutral that time around. Always looking to be able to catch these dodges in. Love that weapon toss in hand.
Really pretty solid here so far, both players just getting their 1s and 2s. We see Pier definitely come out on top in terms of the how the duration of the strings, but it's not doing all that much more damage than Money Halla, who is or not Money Halla, sorry, than Anime, who is really sticking to the gauntlets. I would expect to see the Cannon right about now. I'm sure we'll get the weapon swap here into it, and yeah, just one there is able to punish that N-Sig. Hardly ever do you see that N-Sig get punished, sorry.
Yeah, you usually doing that just to go ahead and like call out a jump, but Anime was in that one moment playing reactively, not really committing to any buttons, not even dashing around, and so he was in an excellent position to be able to punish it. Going into this game now, Anime able to pick up an N-Light, looking for a jump call out, D-Light into the downer as well. Anime is dealing such good damage onto Pier.
Oof. 2 side lights there, yeah, that's so scary, so much damage as well. Even though you don't get a big string,
He said stop swinging.
Yeah.
He said stop mashing. Stop landing with down air. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna swat you away with 2 consecutive sidelights.
Yeah, the cannon I feel like is definitely gonna be Anime's big moneymaker, and it's already showing like, you know, versus the Qatar is able to, like you were talking about, swat them away.
Oh, Anime is going away. Anime is the one that is like playing back. Pier is holding in. Pier is holding in, constantly jumping and dashing in. And so if somebody is consistently punishing you with like a lot of ground, you know what? That's enough of that. Look at Pier's position off stage. Sweating, almost got spiked into oblivion. Anime is going crazy.
Looking really, really solid right now. I'm not too sure about this Linfei pick for Pier, but we'll see how the cannon is able to maybe potentially make a comeback happen. Downlight into downer, not a true confirmed sidelight into sider, not sure there either. And Anime is getting quite lucky in terms of how many openings Pier is dropping. I say it again there, the downlight missing its connection into the nair, has to throw the weapon up in an attempt to keep Anime away from going for that ground pound, looking for that nair, looking for really any sort of damage here. Gets the dodge in place, didn't find the second side light though, but still right now Pier definitely really struggling to get into this game.
No whiff punish on that neutral either. Pier was so afraid, wanted to back away. Tossie got the weapon. He got no weapon on hand now. The recovery not enough to be able to KO Onyx. That is why people play Onyx. He lives a long time. Pier getting that stock with the neutral. Listen, it's Qatar's and it's Cannon. They can make anything happen. You need that one dodge read. You can take him side to side. Pier is juggling. D-Light, downer, neutral as well. Downer comes out. Anime with no recovery.
Oh, almost finds it there with the chasing high on the nair. Didn't find its connection though. That's the down air. Pier definitely having a chance. It's very similar to the last set that we saw on the side stream. Pier is able to make some pretty big comebacks happen, so you can never really count him out.
The weapon toss, the weapon is gone. You left weaponless against Cannon now. You're being denied.
Oh, there it is.
That's it.
Downlight into nair to close it out for Anime. That was almost really good from Pier, but I'm not too sure about that weapon toss from Pier. Kind of forfeiting your weapon and then fighting the unarmed versus Cannon, not a good look.
Yeah, that situation transpired a couple of times. I think there's a couple of preemptive weapon tosses from Pier, which didn't necessarily pan out. It's one of those things that's like, hey, if you hit it, you hit it, and then you get to pick it back up and maybe you can get a combo off of it. And then if you miss it, well, then you miss it. I do think weapon tossing like that is pretty essential in a matchup like this, because if you saw the dynamic, Anime was the one that was playing back. Anime was the one that was constantly waiting for Pier to approach. Pier said, hey, I want to down air you. I want to go ahead and come in with a bunch of sidelights. Anime had to be the one to play back, and I think he did a really good job of doing so. Now we're seeing the switch off to the Judo. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely expect this from Pier. Immediately, I'm not too sure what the Linfei pick was there. Maybe just feeling inspired by some of the other Linfei players, but not too sure what to say about that. Pier with an unfortunate SD to start off this game number 2.
Okay, yeah, this is not the kind of an opening that you want to have. Anime gonna be looking for that jump call with the neutral. Pier getting in there. Okay, I want to see some big sight combos. I want to see some big sight strings. I want to take Cannon and I want to put him off stage upon Pier. GC sidelight comes out. No second sidelight to be able to connect to. Dodging past the downer, but no sight downer connecting either.
Anime kind of blends in with the stage here is something I just noticed. I wonder if that'll cause some problems for Pier. It doesn't seem to there with finding the ground pound. Great connection, but didn't find much more than that, as Pier actually ends up to be the one disarmed as Anime looks to extend this to a 3-stock to 1 lead.
Connects it downer. Okay, just dashing in, looking for that end light. Unsuccessful though. Pier with Sword on hand with this much damage. Yeah, you need a couple more hits, so we're gonna see some maybe D-Light neutral just to be able to get a juggle going, excuse me. GC end light comes out. Oh boy.
Well, yeah, that sucks. Going for the big Sig read on an attempt to cover Anime to jump back to center stage. Anime stayed grounded, able to get the end light to KO. Jiro, you know, very glass cannon, not as much as Legend like Thatch, but still somebody that definitely has to be very, very careful of what trades you're willing to take, because a Legend like Onyx will just be able to completely out damage you if you just do like 1s and 2s, which I feel like Anime is really good at finding, whereas Pier not so much in finding these big strings, especially off the back of that very unfortunate first stock. It's hard to get back in this game. We'll see though. You know, Pier is very good at making comebacks.
So Anime, playing a little bit slowly, just the one kind of playing back and waiting for Pier to do something. And that is the thing that you can do when you have a stock lead like this. Look at that excellent spacing, baiting out the side light, just standing in front of Anime's face, and then dashing back. Well, I think that was also a dodge back as well. That being said, Anime, huge juggle going. Pier using down air to land as well as a side air. Pier is in this game. This feels doable.
Big recovery there from Anime, looking to lock this game down. Just needs that one open up. Nice side from Pier to get some space out of the corner. Sweat beads from Anime. No connection from Pier on the punish of the sweat beads. Nice downlight, not enough to KO. Has an edge guard here. GC downlight.
Oh, no.
What? Not too sure about
GC
that
downlight
decision.
just to force the high recovery, but even then he wasn't able to go ahead and get the punish. D-Light neutral comes out and was able to go ahead and successfully KO off the top. So I think Pier, that game, has started to pick up on the most important thing, which is against somebody that is playing back like this and is just waiting for you to get close enough that they want to hit you with, like, let's say cannon side light on reaction. The goal is to get in the face, but not committing to pressing a button and then mixing up your timing with a couple of dashbacks, right? If that is the way that Anime wants to play neutral, if Anime wants to play second beat and play a little bit slower, you have to get in his face and you have to bait things like the cannon side light. And we saw that a couple of times. That is how Pier found his openings. We're seeing the switch back to Lin Fei. PJ, how do you feel about the switch?
At this point, you got to try anything to make this happen, and definitely the Lin Fei undoubtedly doing a lot better than the Jiro in that second game. So maybe the Katars are the key to success here. You're gonna have to find a lot though, because you're down 2-0. You have to win 3 games in a row. I'm so sorry, but yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Anime just sticking to the cannon here and looking to swat away the very pesky Lin Fei Katars. Doesn't work out too much though, as you find a big edge guard.
Huge edge guard potential, but the side air from the Qatar is a little bit too low. Pier was onto the good idea. D-Light, side air. Oh boy, that could have gotten bad for a second. Enemies N-Light just barely whiffing, but just taking advantage of Qatar's biggest weakness, which is the N-Lag on that down end, because it is significant.
Nice little side light there. Covers the dodge away with the Sig. Welcome to the Onyx experience. I like to talk about it a lot in twos, of Onyx having some of the best signature kit in twos, but in ones also is going to be a great way to cover those dodge outs. You cannot play scared like that versus the cannon.
No, not at all. Pier letting that down, Anime needing a way to be able to make it back on. Just a nice, clean, precise edge guard. Okay, so again, the goal of this matchup and the thing I want to keep coming back to, can Pier successfully bait out those cannon side lights? Anime has been opting to be mostly playing with the cannon. We'll see what happens if he's able to pick up some gauntlets right now. Or no, actually, he had the cannon prep.
Okay, nice weapon toss there, looking for the recovery, didn't find it. Dodging through and just kind of jumping around, looking to try to be very elusive. You got to make a big comeback happen here. It really starts off this stock. I feel like this is the closest it's been.
We're both trying to get in each other's faces and see who's going to be the first one to press a button. Anime is the one that wins that showdown for a second. Pier didn't get to pick up the weapon again. The GC sidelight was still able to catch him, but it's not enough. The recovery was not enough to KO off the top. Look at that patience.
Yeah, very good patience. Okay, finding the KO there. One stock separates Anime from another top 8 under his belt. We'll see if Pier can make a big comeback happen here on the Lin Fei. But as I say that, a big string comes out from Anime, who gets quite a bit of damage there.
Okay, Pier just backing off a little bit for the second here, looking to land with that side a bit of an undershoot, and Anime just found another whiff punish. Consistently getting denied of picking up a weapon here. Pier makes it just back over the lip of the stage, but that's not going to be enough. That's the weapon toss, that's the GCD light, and the ground pound. Anime going to be cleaning this up with a 3-0. A dominant 3-0 at that.
Absolutely, and that is another top 8 under Anime's belt. That would make it the 8th one for the PR number 8 here. Placing their seed accordingly, but looking to move forward there, having to play the winner of our next set, but we'll get to that in a second. Want to give our flowers to Anime, who played that very, very well. It's good to see kind of a return to form from Anime and just having so much dominance on the cannon, really leaning into that as a big weapon, which is something that you have to definitely lean into as Onyx, versus the very forward momentum Katars of Pierre's Lin Fei, just able to swat it away. And good stuff from Anime, tapping in their spot to top 8. Excited to see how far their run goes.
Yeah, so Anime, really good stuff. This is going to be, of course, the end of Pierre's run, but he did an excellent job being able to get up until this point. Yeah, so really the biggest thing was like, hey, why was Pier struggling so much to initiate against the anime fan? I feel like this entire game was really strongly defined by a lot of the neutral interactions, and also it felt like anime did a really good job of denying a lot of Pier's weapon pickups. We saw a lot of weapon tosses that weren't very successful. Other players that I've seen that are able to play off of that comfortably. Pier was not so comfortable without a weapon, at least in this matchup.
Absolutely, and it was still a pretty great run for Pierre. Of course, I want to give credit where credit is due. Pierre number 16 making it all the way to 9th place, but definitely not the place where you want to see as Pierre, but still some pretty decent runs, beating Halo Prince, Flower, Rise to make it here all the way into elimination side, top 8 qualifier. But anime moves on, and we got our next match. One of my favorite players, Balloon Boy versus Shotgun. Shotgun actually taking it 3-2 over Impala to make it here. So definitely a big run. We'll see if they can continue here, though.
Yeah, I don't know who Shotgun is. I'm gonna be honest, I have not seen Shotgun's gameplay myself. Seems to be a Telos main. 485 in NA. It's always a good time to be playing Telos, by the way. Will always be a solid, consistent legend. Why? Well, a lot of damage, stays on the screen for a long time, and you have Axe and Hammer. So these are both weapons, even if Axe got, knocked down a couple of pegs. These weapons will never actually... I will say they never go out of fashion, but Hammer has had its ins and outs. Right now, though, Telos is still very much so in, much of it due to the success of Kinda, I feel like, who has just been so steady and so consistent with him. And so, yeah, we'll see how that goes. That being said, Balloon Boy, Bo Extraordinaire, playing Zariel, maybe even a Devil Jin today. Bo, I think, does excellent, both into Hammer and into Axe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is one of the... few matchups that I feel like is definitely slept on in terms of like legends that will be able to do very well versus Taros, but I find Bo to be exactly what you need, as you were talking about. And Balloon Boy is somebody that it's been really awesome to see really evolve as a player. Earlier on in the year, I remember commentating Balloon Boy and definitely seeing some glaring weaknesses in the gameplay, but still they were able to get 9th and top 8s. But now Balloon Boy is really seasoned and very, very somebody that's very, very stable now. Something that I knew Balloon Boy for is a lot of with signatures, a lot of going for like reads that you quite didn't earn. But now Balloon Boy, very, very calculated player, which really highlights the Zariel game plan on the Devil Jin. Very excited to see Balloon Boy once again try to make it into top 8 with this PR number 6.
Yeah. I just want to keep talking about it because these are matchups that, whenever I queue unranked and I play Azoth, and I see a Telos, I just go, yes. Oh, this is so good. I see like a quarter and I'm like, yes, this is excellent. The nice part about Bo going into these is I feel like depending on the player, and I've not gotten a chance to see some of Shotgun's gameplay, but a lot of Hammer players, they prefer to play like this. A couple of steps back away from you. They're looking to poke you out with a couple of sidelights, and they're looking to catch you with a couple of bad approaches, and then to be able to get like a stomp side or something. The magic of something like Bo in a matchup like this is that it is such a good space breaker on the ground. And, it has such a nice little diagonal end light to be able to catch any sort of empty jumps. It's able to catch especially a lot of people descending with Hammer Cider, I think, able to catch them in the started up frames of that. So again, this is just a weapon that I really, really personally like going into this. I don't know if I would do gauntlets as much if I were Balloon Boy, especially just in lieu of the Axe. Axe does pretty good against gauntlets, generally speaking.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a lot harder to see how the gauntlets will find some success, but I know Balloon Boy as the Devil Jin player, like just fully locked in on the Zariel, so it'll be cool to see their take on this matchup, which is been a matchup, as you were talking about, we've seen quite a lot just because Taros is in such a good spot, even after the Hammer and Axe nerfs, still in a really amazing spot, obviously making it all the way into top 9. But we are going into our first game here. Roman Reigns on the side of Shotgun. We got Devil Jin for Balloon Boy. I mean, I don't think I would... If you told me last year I'd be commentating Devil Jin beating Roman Reigns, I'd probably say you're crazy. But welcome to Brawlhalla. Welcome to top 8 qualifiers.
Everybody, we're going to be getting into it. This is going to be the final top 8 qualifiers match on the elimination side, I believe. Yeah, I think this is going to be the last one. I think the last one's going to be played off stream. So let's take a look and see how this goes. Balloon Boy up against Shotgun. We're going to be seeing the Zariel, aka Devil Jin, up against Teros, aka Roman Reigns. Let's get started with game 1. Also, look at the skin choice. Look at the weapon choice. Balloon Boy already winning when it comes to, the drip.
That might be some fighting words, Dar. I know a lot of people love this Roman Reigns with the shovels, but nonetheless, Balloon Boy looking very solid here on the bow already, playing very much so into the don't allow Axe to get anything going, don't allow Hammer to find any sort of control on the ground, and it's working really well so far.
Excellent. D-Light into the side as well, just to be able to push Shotgun off stage. Sidelight looking for a side sig as well. Balloon Boy a little bit ambitious. Some say too ambitious. Was not able to go ahead and connect it. Shotgun juggling with that D-Light a little bit. And that's exactly what I mean. When an Axe player wants to just sit there on the ground in the same position, you know what you do as Bo? You pick a time. You pick a time, you look at the clock, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll wait, I don't know, 30 milliseconds, and then I'm gonna D-Light. And it feels so good to hit it every single time. That being said, huge end light. Look at the position for Shotgun.
Yeah, really bad spot for Balloon Boy now, but still, Shotgun drifting a little bit too into the stage, not able to get the unarmed ground pound out in time, avoiding the GC. Sig, Balloon Boy struggling to find this KO, though, as Shotgun is definitely wanting to lean into this. This is what Taros does very well. You struggle to KO Taros. Taros is going to punish you very hard for it. Downlight, not enough to KO, but still a great spot for Shotgun to take this first stock from beneath Balloon Boy.
Gets the pivot end light. That's not going to be enough to take it. That's what Taros does. He stays on the screen. Balloon Boy going out there and was indeed rewarded for his efforts. He just wanted to bait the dodge. Depending on the way that Shotgun dodged, it would have been either a downer or a recovery or even a neutral to be able to take it out. You just have to get close enough to the opponent to bait them into an option. Okay, Balloon Boy.
Playing the juggles very well here, switching over to the gauntlets, but it actually kind of works out because you cycle back into the bow. I feel like the bow is exactly what you want as Balloon Boy. It's finding a lot of success here.
Okay, trying to be really clever with picking up the weapon. Actually, didn't work out. Balloon Boy ended up getting his landing caught with a side light into the neutral as well. Huge damage. Amazing denial from Shotgun. Balloon Boy is trying to stall, trying to go nice and slow, picking up the bow again, gets the side light, catches the dodge in, but Shotgun knows to jump away from a side light. Even if you don't have a dodge, always jump if you don't have one.
Absolutely right about that, and it's a very even damage game here for this Apocalypse game number 1, both on the orange, and it really feels like Balloon Boy is getting a lot more openings, but it doesn't matter versus Taros because Taros just hits absolutely like a truck. The downlight and decided we'll close out that stock, and already Shotgun able to take the first lead here for themselves in game number 1.
That was such an excellent mix-up. To dash in and then go for the desync is huge, because normally when you hit sidelight as Bo, it's your turn. You basically put them into what I like to call like a tech chase in this game, right? But the Shotgun just completely denied that situation. Balloon Boy was not ready for it, and now Balloon Boy is the one that needs to find the stock. Shotgun controlling the ground. Balloon Boy such good weight, and that weapon toss to be able to close it out too.
Picking up the bow once again. Balloon Boy has found a lot of the damage of this game on the bow, but Shotgun has slowly been able to work through it with the hammer online downlight. Definitely a good weapon to counteract the bow comparatively to Axe, because you're able to stack on with a very good hitbox with that downlight. Balloon Boy having to jump a lot, land with side airs to keep Shotgun away. Nice downlight into Nair, so nice damage. GC Endlight for some more. The juggle continues with another Nair, the weapon toss as well. And Balloon Boy is kind of cooking right now on the bow. It's crazy to see.
Balloon Boy had the lead, but unfortunately went for the D-Light instead of the side light, making it back onto the stage. Shotgun up, just prioritizing, going through the weapon instead. Shotgun, how do you close? You want that D-Light, you want that sider. Balloon Boy able to get the neutral and the GC Endlight as well.
Big whiff from Balloon Boy, big whiff from Shotgun there, who gets punished for going for the down air. There's the stop into side air though, and that's going to be the first game of Shotgun.
What hunt? Shotgun just made Balloon Boy so scared in that last moment, and then just had really good patience and situational awareness to, hey, I'm going to still be patient, I'm going to wait for the bad landing option, I'm going to wait for the preemptive dodge or something, and then I'm going to react to it and find my stomp sider. So, really good patience at the end there. But I have to say, the way that Balloon Boy was able to string along hits, especially with neutral, especially with cider when he had bow on hand, I gotta say, pretty phenomenal stuff. That was the part that I was like, oh, yeah, Balloon Boy is so scary to fight against.
Absolutely, and we'll see kind of how Balloon Boy will be able to kind of lean on that bow to find more success here moving forward, but it's looking tougher and tougher. We got this already Shotgun coming out on top of the lead, and interestingly, Shotgun actually taking the low deck stance, so even on the 2 decks, able to find success on this Taros pick. Roman Reigns, I'm sorry, Balloon Boy with the gauntlets in hand. I definitely want to see more of this gauntlet for sure. I feel like the edge guarding, you talk about it a lot, is going to be very important versus this Taros.
That's right. Okay. Getting the recovery off of the sidelight as well. Shotgun getting the down air, knowing that he wasn't plus enough to go for like a pivot D-light or anything, so really good stuff. Backing off a little bit, trying to give him a little bit of space. Like that weapon toss, so dissonant. Balloon Boy was just not ready for it. You missed that end light. GC sidelight does come out though. Excellent catch, excellent recovery, and now Balloon Boy has a lead.
Yeah, the tempo change from the first game is so different. You saw that the bow was able to really kind of slow down the pace of the match and really control, but now the gauntlets online for Balloon Boy is really showing like I can also increase the speed and look to just completely take over this game with the gauntlet strings. And you saw there an early KO, and Balloon Boy now switching back into the bow. Game plan very, very slowed and controlled, and it'll definitely work out. Sidelight there for some extra credit.
I'm watching Balloon Boy play, and I'm kind of understanding what's going on here. Balloon Boy moves in such a non-committal way that's still so flashy that he's just trying to make the opponent do something bad, and then he's just going to be able to react and punish just because of how big Bo's burst range is. And then he knows, hey, well, you know what? Never mind. That was a crazy deal like ground pound. Amazing stuff with Shotgun. But, yeah, a lot of Balloon Boy's movement is just kind of to bait somebody into doing something that they shouldn't because of just how big Bo's hitboxes can be, specifically D-Light.
The recovery there, gets clipped by the down air, but things considered, you definitely can't count Shotgun out here because this is very similar spot as the last game. Balloon Boy takes the first stock, gets a nice damage lead, but as I tried to give some exposition, that side sig will find its connection, and the Balloon Boy sigs absolutely as notorious as they are successful here. He's a
That's right, they find their mark, they hit their target.
yeah, very important for sure.
Okay, Balloon Boy making it back onto the stage here. Just going through that D-Light, undo shooting it though, so Shotgun in no position to be able to punish it. Sidelight at the edge of the stage. I cannot believe the grounded hitbox of Bo Downer was still able to spike the Shotgun, making it back on. Balloon Boy not reading the direction correctly, but Shotgun has just been stuck in disadvantage for what feels like 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay, big edge guard sequence here. Shotgun, it sounded like it found its connection, but didn't actually. Balloon Boy having such a big lead here, but I feel like you could never count Taros out in this spot.
No, not at all, but you can't anyways. Okay, the sidelight, the double sidelight, not going to be able to connect into each other. That's okay. Shotgun picking up the hammer now. What's it going to be? Whiffing the sidelight, whiffing the D-Light. Oh no.
And Light sent off, say Shotgun in a tough spot. Oof, able to avoid that soft platform recovery. Shark from Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy going downwards, avoiding the GCN light. No dodge for a while, but Shotgun gets it back, gets the recovery, and goes for the big slide off.
Crazy.
Neutral sig. Balloon Boy going for a down sig or end sig of their own as well, and Shotgun triple exclamation points can send off stage with the end light. Balloon Boy able to take control of that game and take it with a 2-stock.
That was a pretty optimal recovery. That's usually my favorite interaction in Brawlhalla, when somebody uses like a neutral air dodge, and then they just like wait until the last possible minute to go ahead and gravity cancel it into an N-sig. If you told any platform fighter player from any other game how long your window is, how big your window is to cancel an air dodge into a signature in this game, it would make anybody start breaking out into a cold sweat. That was an optimal recovery. That was a nice way of getting back onto the stage. Balloon Boy had an excellent lead, and it felt like he really dominated that game.
Yeah, absolutely right about that. As we get into this game number 3, 1-1 is the score for both, or each player is having one game on the board, and we'll go back to Miami Dome here. The soft platforms are definitely interesting to go for. I think both weapons on both Legends, the bow and the axe, will find a lot of success on the soft platforms, but I definitely don't think you want to see a flat stage versus bow, probably why they're getting striked out. It's cool to see some stage variants for sure.
Yep. Yeah, going into Miami Dome, I quite like the stage blue bow. I think it can be quite fun. We'll see how this ends up going. So Shotgun, again, the biggest issue that we saw, Balloon Boy just seemed to be the one dominating neutral, dominating movement. Again, just constantly waiting to see what Shotgun's going to do next. Shotgun is the one that's initiating first, whiffing a grounded side light, whiffing a grounded D-light, and Balloon Boy keeps punishing them.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little end light there, sends off stage. Shotgun able to get the better of the situation, though, getting underneath and then going for more damage there with the hammer. That's what hammer is going to find a lot of success in, is a lot of reversal situations that weapons like gauntlets and bow put you in. You'll be able to get quite a bit of damage when you make those mistakes, and that's something that we haven't seen a lot from Shotgun. I feel like really playing into the axe, but I think some more hammer is in order. I think the first game definitely showed how successful the hammer can be versus Zariel, but I mean, that's why they're there, and I'm here, of course, the commentator saying, but we'll see if Balloon Boy can prove some problems for this axe right now, because Shotgun is definitely leading into it.
Shotgun's leading into it. You gotta find a way to be able to make it back onto the stage. That was so smart! The axe recovery actually put him just above the stage when Balloon Boy could have only ground pounded. That was the biggest brain axe recovery I've ever seen. I usually just let it go. I let that thing rip. That was amazing.
Oof. Speaking of letting it rip, Shotgun finding the big side air there. Closing out that stock. Balloon Boy now in the back foot here on Miami Dome. It's interesting that Shotgun has been using the soft platforms a lot more than Balloon Boy. As I say that, though, getting the side light into the side light behind to cover the dodge through, gets the recovery as well. Balloon Boy equalizes very, very quickly.
Okay, Balloon Boy back to controlling the ground, looking for that end light. Unfortunately, side-out in the wrong direction. I think that was just meant to be a turn down neutrality, instead to be able to catch a stacked opponent. But nonetheless, we get that side light. Okay, Shotgun, how do you get back onto the ground here? How do you get some space away from Balloon Boy? You whiff and you get punished.
Landing with that down air. Balloon Boy looking to fight back from this hammer. We see a weapon toss away from Shotgun, who doesn't really want to see themselves on the hammer as well. Interesting to forego hammer into bow, but you know, Shotgun definitely an axe player at heart, looking to rack on some extra damage. Landing with that down air there, gets the nair as well. Side air doesn't connect. Balloon Boy with the weapon toss picks up some gauntlets and looks to continue with the pressure, the recovery.
Nice catch.
KOing. Nice catch indeed.
Okay, Balloon Boy once again with a pretty significant stock lead, but as we always say, we can never count out Telos, especially with hammer on hand. You get delay, you get side-air, but now that's just going to be stomp side-air on Shotgun's behalf as well. Huge damage, huge positioning. How do you get the stock? You get the weapon toss. Can we GC side light? Can we GC D-light? Yes, we can.
Taps it in with the GC downlight into the ground pound. The unarmed classic on the Roman Reigns, and Balloon Boy unarmed themselves, looking for a way to get some damage there. Can't find much though. Gauntlets in hand, looking for a big burst option. Let's get the strings going if you're Balloon Boy. As I say that, finding the dodge beat there. Didn't find the subsequent side light, but we're still in a pretty decent spot to rack on some more damage. End light sends away. Another side light into recovery. Sends higher. Recovery goes high as well.
Oh
going
my gosh.
far off with that GC side light. Balloon Boy wanting to end the game there. Somehow taking it almost perfectly there, but Shotgun gets another chance at life. The downer, backwards hitbox, finding connection, and not as simple
Love
here.
that back hitbox. Oh, it feels so good to connect. It is so huge, too. Okay, amazing side light into the neutral. The ground pound, just the very edge of it, able to successfully connect. Picking up... What?
That KO'd.
Ew. Okay, that was cool. That was sick. That was an amazing comeback.
Ew.
That hit, PJ?
Yep.
That hit?
Yep. Welcome
Mods?
to Teros.
Mods?
Check him.
Developers? Devs? I don't like that one.
Yeah, welcome to Miami Dome. We saw the recovery on Gauntlets KOing pretty early there for Balloon Boy in the second stock, and then now Tara saying, you know what, I can KO early
Please.
too. Let's see this slowdown here. Did
Slow it
hit?
down. I would like to see.
Yeah, that hit.
Great. Hey, GG's, by the way.
Yeah, you know, Teros, when he does the axe swing, all right, let me break this down. When he does the axe swing, it's not the axe that has the hitbox, it's the fire that it creates. Light orange indeed. Very, very early KO, and that's very, very unfortunate for Balloon Boy, who looked so solid in that game, but hey, sometimes it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was absurd. Also, you know, I felt like Balloon Boy had a good lead, and also Balloon Boy, I can't believe at that amount of damage that was able to KO off the top. That's the part I'm surprised about. But really, I've seen enough Telos gameplay that I have no more expectations. That being said, Shotgun, if you're a Shotgun fan right now, well, guess what? 2-1 lead game-wise, that's excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, man, Roman Reigns or Teros is the true, just like, it's never over till it is, because at a moment's notice you can just lose your socks away. And Balloon Boy starting off with a nice little string there, but gets sent off stage with that side air. It's tough, stuck in a bad spot, has to dodge through back to center stage, finds some landing space, but Shotgun, even in disadvantage, you're seeing Balloon Boy now kind of reel back, realizing that even on the axe is able to find so many reversals that you have to be so careful in the gauntlets.
Shotgun backing up a little bit here, just approaching, stepping up for a second, dash jumping over and over again. Both Balloon Boy and Shotgun playing quite patiently, waited out the D-Light. That has so much end left.
And for really anything to tap in this KO, the side air or the end light, Balloon Boy dash jumping center stage, looking for a way to just stay shifty versus this very, very strong Shotgun axe, landing with a side air. As I say that, though, tries to pick up a weapon, doesn't find it in time to keep Balloon Boy off stage, but you're still in a pretty good spot here, looking for a downlight, looking for a side air, looking for anything on Hammer, but a recovery comes in from Balloon Boy, doesn't give anything. Nice avoidance on the downside, looking for the reversal recovery, didn't find it there, though.
Oh no, Balloon Boy using the weapon toss to be able to land, and lights. I don't understand that. Was that to be able to pick up the weapon? Either way, really good catch there with the stomp, able to get the stomp side. And now all of a sudden, Shotgun once again with the lead. Shotgun, you know what? Can absolutely make top 8. You have a chance. You're up 2-1. You have a stock lead. Now, can you get some extra credit?
Looking for really anything here as Balloon Boy, as I say that, getting the downlight into Nair. That closes out that stock, and Balloon Boy evens up. But, man, it's hard to say if it's an even game when we've seen what Shotgun can do with the Taros. Really, just the stock taker for sure.
Stepping up, backing out a little bit. They're both a little bit nervous. They're playing a little bit stressed at the moment. Shotgun with a neutral and a recovery, evening up all that damage. Downer as well. Oh boy.
Side light. I'd love to see the Hammer side light. Does so much damage. Very fast move as well. Even on the 2 decks, not very punishable. Side light again, whiffing, but a big pickup from Balloon Boy that time. As I say, it's not very hard to punish. Balloon Boy very on top of it there. Another side light just bashes the head of the Devil Jin, and really struggling to get into this. Get these big strings going for sure. Throws the weapon away.
Shotgun's
Okay.
being so patient. Shotgun's doing a really good job because in the beginning of the set, the thing that really gave Balloon Boy a lot of mileage was the fact that he just kept constantly whip punishing Shotgun over and over again. Shotgun, quite frankly, stopped pressing as many buttons. That was about to be the craziest axe ground pound, but Balloon Boy keeping himself nice and safe. I love how comfortable he is tossing his weapon up.
Yeah, this is tough, and I feel like Shotgun kind of proving to himself that he's able to be more patient, because we've seen Shotgun clutch these crazy situations with just one hit. So when you have that in the back of your mind, like, okay, I can make this comeback with one hit, it's definitely helpful to allow you to play a little bit more calm. You don't have to push the issue so much. Balloon Boy definitely on the other side of the spectrum as you get caught there trying to jump up and meet Roman Reigns in the air. Not a wise choice when the Hammer is online though, and Balloon Boy chasing high with the unarmed recoveries, getting the downlight into recovery. Best combo opener in the entire game, but not enough to KO, and Shotgun has an opportunity to rack on some extra credit. Nice avoidance of that side light there.
A little too late to be able to punish that bow D-Light. Okay,
So much
you
damage.
get D-Light into the side light as well. The neutral is able to KO off the top. And now all of a sudden, the stock count is even. What's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
And light there, looking to catch a jump. Roman Reigns still, Shotgun on the Roman Reigns, has the axe in hand. Really, we've seen a lot of axe versus this Devil Jin, but a lot of bow on the side of Balloon Boy as well. Landing with a downer, gets another downer, gets a downlight as well. Sends him to this juggle. Balloon Boy trying to land and cross up to the other side of the stage. Gets hit with Endlight, avoids the ground pound once again with an immediate weapon toss. We'll see if Shotgun can cover that in the future, but so far Balloon Boy finding it
Love
to be
that guysing downer.
the key to getting out of offstage.
Okay, backing up a little bit here. You have to respect bow so much. You have to give it so much space. Balloon Boy gonna be looking for the nice opening. Okay, picking up gauntlets instead here. Okay, at this
Feel a
point, if you're
sig.
Balloon Boy, you want a side light. Oh yeah, this is the time. This is when you need to connect it.
Oh, I thought it was going to be there. They both landed on top of each other. Balloon Boy jumped away, didn't dodge, not respecting the ability to sig, but nice punish of the recovery with their own recovery. That could be it. Drops the conversion. Nice delayed dodge, but oh, the weapon toss comes in. Balloon Boy able to take that game and force the game 5.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be it. I saw Shotgun get like the best possible timing on that dodge. Went for the delayed dodge to be able to dodge the recovery. Yeah, what a game. That game felt like mostly it was at a standstill. There was a lot of whiffing happening on everybody's ends, and nobody was really trying to commit to anything too heavily. They're both trying to execute the same kind of playstyle, which is, I want to wait for you to press a button in a place where you shouldn't have pressed it. Specifically, you don't want to see a whiffed bow D-light. If you see a whiffed bow D-light in your shotgun, well, congratulations, that's a huge opening. If you see a whiffed gauntlet side light, that's a huge opening. And then if you whiff, hammer D-light, that's also going to be Balloon Boy's opening. They're playing slow. They're both playing really, really slow. I wonder what adaptations they'll actually need to be able to hit each other. It felt like they both did not know how to hit each other, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. These games are definitely going the distance. They're about 5 minutes a game, so they're definitely playing into that very patient playstyle. And I feel like there's really no incentive for either player to try to quicken up the gameplay. You want to be very safe because they're both punishing each other pretty evenly, all things considered. They both have relatively decent defense as well on the Zerial and the Taros, respectively. So we'll see who is able to come out on top of this war of attrition on Demon Island. Some nice openings for Shotgun here on the Axe, getting some decent damage. Sidelight into Nair, looking to scour out a defensive option. Balloon Boy doesn't give it, but that Sig will connect. And Balloon Boy unable to pick up a weapon now.
Yeah, Shotgun is doing amazingly right now, which is really pushing these juggles and really pushing the advantage state. Downlight into Cider, who does successfully come out. Shotgun does not want to finish chewing his food, instead just opts to go back onto the stage. Well, let's see, can you KO? You got Hammer on hand. This weapon definitely does not struggle to KO, as evident with the Stomp Cider.
Alright, there's the downlight Cider, and we have Shotgun with quite a bit of a lead here. I don't remember if Shotgun had this big of a lead in this set so far, but I mean, this is looking tough for Balloon Boy, who has to resort to burning every resource just to try to land. And I'm not sure what Balloon Boy's going for here, because although you are not getting hit, you are getting hit on the landing, finally getting some space with the sweat beads. I don't know if it's like a panic option, but it's crazy right now.
Looking for any way to be able to catch this landing. Shotgun using the most out of his tools. Just going through the full mix-up, burning every dodge, burning every single jump to be able to delay and play as floaty as possible. D-Light kind of connected. I don't know if that rollback was just on my end just now.
It did connect, and I think it might have been a little bit of a hitch. But if you found the side air there somehow, that would have KO'd probably. So, thanking your lucky stars as Balloon Boy, who doesn't want to go to Resox to 1 here. Oh, the side air catches the recovery in center stage. That's so much pressure. Having to use the Sig, avoids it to not get reversal, but now has the axe in hand and just needs one end light to close out this stock. Gets the recovery on the dodge through, doesn't KO though.
Can't believe that didn't KO. Telos is so beefy, lives for, well, literally, actually, lives for a long time, eats that end light, and Balloon Boy needs to find any way to be able to close out this stock, that down air! Oh!
That might be the nail in the coffin for Balloon Boy there, able to scoop up the wall. Too much respect for sure there, but Balloon Boy having the bow in hand, looking to stick onto the bow and cycling another bow in the process. Yeah, cannot successfully
X-pivot hammer down is crazy because you don't have to go off stage, and yet you have something that's just like not a button that you can contest with.
Nice side light there. Little tap on the head for the Devil Jin.
Gets the recovery. Any way to be able to catch this landing side of
the Nair was crazy. Oh, the Nair continues. Switching over to the axe and still continuing the juggle. So much damage. A downlight connects. Balloon Boy faltering in the defensive game, just giving so much damage on this landing. Able to dash through, and oh, there it is. The heartbreaking Sig from game number 3 takes game 5. Oh my goodness.
Shotgun with another massive upset. First the set over Impala, also getting a win over Dark Nova, and now being able to get up until this point. Shotgun gonna be finding his way into the top 8. Shotgun has gotten 3 top 32 placements before, has never gotten the top 8, so for him, I'm sure he's quite happy about that.
Yeah, that's a big kind of an exclamation point on this deep run. First ever top 8 for Shotgun, the solo Taros player. The best placement they've had so far was a 13th at Trial of Scold, so they will not be denied this season, as Shotgun is our newly our new top 8 member to wrap up the last trial of the year. Shout outs. They have to play Anime, which will be a tough matchup, but nonetheless, very excited to see them and if they're able to continue their run as the replays play out here, and we see some stats.
Yeah, I think the most difficult thing, especially that last game that came out, you can't be going blow for blow with Telos. If you're trading with him, congratulations, you have been officially out-damaged because he has that sheer force, and then he also has Hammer and Axe to his name. And then you take that aside, and then you also compare the fact that Shotgun was not just winning neutral just about the same amount of times, he was pushing his advantage state that much better, right? We saw every single sidelight neutral, of course, came out, just really good spacing with the sidelight, so we're always getting those consistent 2 pieces. And then afterwards, sometimes with Axe, we're seeing the neutral afterwards. We're seeing a lot of falling neutral from Hammer as well. Shotgun was getting 2 to 4 hits almost every single time, it felt like. Whereas Balloon Boy, 1 to 2. A lot of sidelights connected, but no reads on the dodge options after the first or second game or so. Right? And if you're not getting reads off of both sidelight, well, that's tough. that's not that easy to make up for that lost damage.
Absolutely, and a great showing from Teros. Obviously piloted by Shotgun. Shout out to Shotgun moving forward and continuing the dominance of Roman Reigns in competitive Brawlhalla. That, though, will do it for this block. But once again, we're going to do a quick update here as top 8 has been finalized. Sandstorm 3-0ing Java on the mainstream. Markimu 3-1 over Bunny. We got winners finals in Sandstorm versus Markimu. Anime Fan will be playing against Shotgun, I think, next on stream on the mainstream, which, speaking of which, we're going to be passing it off to them. It's been a great weekend at Brawlhalla here on the side stream. I've had a lot of fun casting. Dara, is there anything you want to say before we pass it off to mainstream?
I think that's going to be all. Everybody, thank you for listening to us talk about video games. You'll be hearing plenty more of PJ and I later on. But for today and for this event and for this weekend and Trial of Freya, we are finished. So we're going to go ahead and hop on over to the mainstream for the final top 8 of the weekend, for the final top 8 going into NA. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. And I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your top 8 and have a good night. Bye-bye.